makes you larger, and one pill makes you small. And the ones that mother gives you don't do anything at all. Go ask Alice when she's 10 feet tall. And if you go chasing rabbits and you know you're going to fall, tell them I've got smoking caterpillar has given you the call. Call Alice when she was just small. When she's 10 feet tall. When she was just small.
Miss Independent, won't you come and spend a little time? She got her own thing, that's why I love her. Miss Independent, ooh, the way you shine. Miss Independent,
We are stronger together.
Ooh, there's something about kind of woman that can do.
You guys, I was backstage on my own stream just talking at you all for a while. Um, that's great. Perfect. So thank you so much, everybody, for coming and joining me. I really appreciate that you're here, and I can't believe how many of you are awake, but I should have known better knowing my crew here. But thank you, Big Chap. I see you're here. Thank you so much for that intro. I love it. I'm glad I finally got to share it with everybody. And if I can remember how to share the link to come up to my StreamYards, I would love it if anybody wants to come up with me. I just didn't really see very many people live tonight and wanted to give everybody a place to gather and chat and check in like we do. I'm going to go ahead and play another video and then see if I can get that StreamYards link figured out. Oh, here, actually, I think I figured it out just now. Let's see if I can do it. Thanks for keeping the chat going while I'm learning the ropes. Okay, here we go. I think I can do it here. Okay, so I put the, yeah, Robert having live withdrawals. It is actually really fun. But yeah, a little nerve-wracking to be on this end of things. Yeah, Felicia, I have really enjoyed getting to know you and Constitution Vet, and I love what CV is doing. So glad you're here. This was the comment I was commenting on. Okay, so I put the StreamYard link in if anybody wants to come and join. I will make you show yourself though, because my last stream I had to delete. because we had 2 incidences with people coming up and showing inappropriate content. So lesson learned, but I will make you show your face if you come up on the live stream. Just to me though, I don't care. Obviously, I don't care if you don't show your face on the live. Hey, Ghetto, glad you're here. Thanks for coming in. I see so many familiar faces. Love seeing everybody. Hey, Best Life. Yeah, apparently apparently that's what some people think, but I'm trying to change my ways on that one there. Bug out. Thanks for coming in. Somebody come and join me. Not gonna happen, Ghetto, but you can come up and show yours. That sounded really wrong. But you can come up and show your face, Ghetto. That would be great. Busy, I'm glad you're here. Aloha, Steve. It's really good seeing everybody. It sounds way too quiet up here. I'm going to play a video and mute my mic and hope somebody is going to come up and join me in a second. And I'll be in the chat.
Well, in the year 2000, I think I'll probably be the spaceship to the moon dictating robots to robots. Or else I may be, I don't know, in charge of a robot court, judging some robots. Or I may be at the funeral of a computer. Or if something's gone wrong with their nuclear bombs, I may be sort of coming back from hunting in a cave.
I don't like the idea of sort of getting up and finding you've got a cabbage pill to eat for breakfast or something.
Oh, I think all these atomic bombs will be dropping around the place. And one will get near the center because it will sort of make a huge, great big crater, and then the world will just melt, and the world will become one vast atomic explosion, and it will become like a supernova, stars.
Race riots, extreme racial tension and unrest.
Some madman will get the atomic bomb and just blow the world into oblivion.
There's nothing you can do to stop it. The more people who get bombs, the more somebody's going to use it one day.
Well, I think that it'll be so overpopulated that there'll all be wars, all nuclear explosions and everything. It'll make the Earth, too much radiation on it. It'll become too hot to live on. I think that there'll be no life at all, really, on the Earth.
Most of the major cities will be replaced with vast pleasure domes used exclusively by the Excelsiites, who are the neo-upper class.
I don't think there is going to be atomic warfare, but I think that there is going to be all this automation. People are going to be out of work and a great population. I think something has to be done about it. If I wasn't a biologist, that's what I'd like to do. To do something about the population problem. Try and sort of temper it somehow. I don't know how.
I think it'll be very dull, and people will all be squashed together so much there won't be any fun or anything. And people will be rationed to the amount of things they can have, because if they had too many things, it would just squash their houses, and there just wouldn't be room for them.
Trash economy, the abundance of trash. What are we going to do with it? Are we going to put it on an island? Are we going to make it somebody else's problem? Or are we going to take the initiative and take this problem by the horns? Trash economy. You use cubes of trash as money. Everybody becomes rich. It's a gold rush.
I think it'll be people will be regarded more as statistics than as actual people.
I don't think it's going to be so nice. I think sort of all machines everywhere, everyone doing everything for you. You'll get all bored, and I don't think it'll be so nice.
By my calculations, we have 5 years until the world ends, unless we can start to reverse things like pollution and war. Pollution, war, these are big problems. Fix it now!
I think it's going to be very boring, and everything will be the same. I mean, people will be the same, and things will be the same.
First of all, computers are taking over now. computers and automation. And in the year 2000, there just won't be enough jobs to go around, and the only jobs there will be for people with high HQ, high IQ, who can work computers and such things. And other people are just not going to have jobs. There just aren't going to be jobs for them to have.
I expect they will set aside parts of the country solely for recreation and have large blocks of built-up areas. And I think these are going to be very ugly indeed, probably.
No, I don't think I'll still be on Earth. I think I'll be under the sea. I think the population will have gone up so much that either everyone will be living in sort of big domes on the Sahara, or they'll be under the sea.
All right. So I thought it was really interesting to hear kind of a perspective of what people anticipated, and then to see, this mess we're in now. But I have another video I couldn't find, and I will try to find it. I was hoping I could play them kind of back to back, but it basically was showing this computer program from the 70s that was supposedly, it was like an algorithm that was supposedly putting out all this information about how basically everything we're hearing now, all about how global warming was going to cause this, all these huge problems. And by the year 2020, ironically, it was saying that all these things would happen. Anyway, I don't have that video. I could not find it, but I will find it. So stay tuned for that one sometime. But yeah, it was really interesting. And I thought I had happened to see those two videos close together. And I thought that was really kind of fascinating to think about, either how much this information was known so long ago, or how they've been putting these thoughts and these ideas and this agenda out there for that long. So interesting things to think about. Yeah. Christy, I see your comment there. And yes, I definitely think that there's a lot of that is the agenda behind what's happening. So yeah. Best life. I'm with you on that one. It's freezing here. I am constantly bundled and have heaters on, and it's not even that cold inside, but I don't know. I am so cold here in the Seattle area. It's really cold, and we have snow, and it's actually kind of fun to me to have the snow because I have young kids, but but yeah, it's cold. I feel yeah. I've never taught really hungover or high or anything. I just never did that. I was never comfortable with that. I mean, for good reason, but I did have something happen once that was kind of funny that I'll tell. So, for a while, my husband and I had kind of like a foster daughter. It wasn't officially through the foster system, but anyway, we had a girl that came and stayed with us. That was a kind of a family friend and became like a daughter to us. And she lived with us for about 3 years. And anyway, at one point in time, I had asked her when she was living with me, and it was before we were heading to school, for me to take her to school and for me to go to work. I asked her if she would grab me a Tylenol, and she went and got me one. And I don't remember, I think I'd had some kind of surgery or procedure or dental work. There was something going on that I was in pain, and I don't even take Tylenol. I just don't take medications like that. That's a whole nother story. But anyway, so she brought it to me, and I took 2 without even looking. And it was Tylenol PM, and it was like a prescription strength Tylenol PM. So that whole day while I was at work, I was so out of it. And I told my coworkers what was happening because I was that out of it. And it was really funny. So I know it doesn't sound like that extreme, but I'm telling you, it messed with my head that entire day. And it was that was as close as it came to me being under the influence of anything at work. Yeah, busy girls in my area. She says she is sick of the snow and ice, and we could really use some sunshine. Yeah, I agree. But like I said, I kind of enjoy it. I mean, I could take it for a little bit longer, but yeah, I'm not really hoping it stays around too long. And it doesn't normally in our area, but things are weird. Christy, I'm so glad you're here. Not sure if I'd said hi yet. Sorry if I missed anybody that came in. Give me a thumbs up in the chat if you can hear like a background music playing. Okay, that's good. Just because it's like white noise nursery music type things for my kids that's playing a little ways away, but didn't think you guys really want that as background music. That said, I probably should pull something up. Oh, actually, I'll ask you guys if you guys have anything that you want me to play, please put it in the chat. And in order to do that, I'm going to go ahead and mod a whole bunch of you that I know really well. And if you don't want to be modded, just let me know. I won't be offended or anything. And if anybody wants to come up and join me, that would be great. I would really appreciate it. Ooh, lavender. I love lavender. That's one of my favorite scents. Lavender and coconut are probably my two favorite different oils that I like. Rescue, come up and talk with me. Best life, you always have stuff to say. Get up here. Seriously, come on, guys. I'm going to put on another video and see if anybody wants to come up and chat. Ooh, yeah. I do have a pretty cool, oh, sorry, I just saw another comment. I do have a pretty cool diffuser, but I don't know. I haven't been using it that much. I don't know. So I kind of, basically I live in like a studio, which is why I can't come up and talk often on panels because my kids are sleeping not that far from me. So we'll see how this all works out. Like I said, I don't know how long this will go, but, anyway, so it's like anything I'd diffuse would just, fill the space for everyone. So, I kind of use it more for like perfumes and things when I go out. But yeah, I love lavender and I have lavender soap and all that stuff. Yeah, thank you for that, Best Life. I will try to do that. I'm kind of working between a couple different things here. So let me start a video and then I'll get that link dropped again.
Please turn in your neighbor. By orders of the governor, it's the right thing to do. Hey there, sports fans. If you like authoritarianism, tyrannical laws, and you were a fan of what the Nazis were doing, then you love a new law that's being proposed in New York. If you thought California was leading the way in destroying democracy, New York has stepped in and said, hold my beer. Because on January 5th, the New York Senate is voting on Assembly Bill A416. And if passed, it would give the governor the right to imprison anyone that the governor deems a significant risk to public health. Imprison them without trial on an indefinite basis. Yes! I wonder who would be deemed a public health threat. If you haven't been compliant, we will find you and imprison you for your protection. Oh, and for specificity, they don't actually have to be a public health threat. They just have to be deemed a public health threat. Legalese that makes the whole extermination portion of the agenda a little easier, if you know what I mean. Not only that, but the law allows the governor to hold said persons in a medical facility or any other facility that they deem appropriate. Any other facility? That rhymes with concentration camps and gulags, doesn't it? Last but not least, the New York bill will require any individual who's been exposed to or contracted a contagious disease, which is everyone, to complete an appropriate medical treatment, preventative medication, or vaccination against their will. Now, we've all read Anne Frank's diary, and as her and the rest of the second-class citizen Jews are hiding from the Nazis who are hunting them down to detain them, haven't you thought, I hope they find her? Well, now New York lawmakers are wanting to be on the same side of history as the people who were trying to hunt down and kill this innocent little girl. Oh, in spoiler alert, they ended up getting her, which makes me optimistic about what New York will be able to get done. You're hiding one in there, aren't you? A law that gives the government the right to detain anyone and forcibly vaccinate them? Yes, please. Was this law written by the Pfizer CEO or Fauci? Either way, their stock portfolio just went up and away. Voting laws the New York Senate will be voting on January 5th. But before we get to those, does this first one sound too good or too third world communism to be true? Well, it's happening. Let's break it down. Number one, it allows the governor to detain anyone who they deem to be a public health threat, completely taking away their freedom and liberty. No warrants, no judge, no jury, or actual threat to public health necessary. Just the governor saying there's a threat to public health. These people will infect you and your family. They're very dirty. So the governor would be favoring absolute obedience to their authority as opposed to individual freedom. They'd be exercising complete control over the will of others. Now, if that seems similar to the definition of an authoritarian, it's not. It's the exact same definition, but it's different than that because it's the same. Mr. Miyagi. Yeah! Number two, the bill would require any individual who's been exposed to or contracted a contagious disease to complete an appropriate course of treatment, preventative medication, or vaccination. This part violates that pesky Nuremberg Code, which states the voluntary consent of the human subject is absolutely essential. But that's okay, because the Nuremberg Code was just the result of the Nazi trials in order to prevent the atrocities that the Nazis committed from ever happening again. And I think New York here is just looking to prevent the prevention, which to me sounds like preventative medicine. But let's just remember this. All those evil authoritarians throughout history doing the same thing as New York, they were just enacting senseless evil. But New York is enacting evil for your protection, eliminating threats to public health. Like the Nazis didn't get the public to stand by while they detained Jews because they said, we hate these people and we're doing evil so we can have complete control. No, they convinced them that the Jews were a threat to public health. These people are like rats. Round them up and lock them up. Well, I guess New York's doing it the same way that the Nazis did it. But all those other evil authoritarian regimes, New York's completely different from them. You're probably saying, all that sounds amazing, but what other bills will the New York Senate be voting on come January 5th? This bill mandates forced COVID shots in order to attend school. Nuremberg Code forbids coercion or mandates it. This bill forces all adult records into a state database. Now, it might violate HIPAA laws, but how else are we going to know who the governor should detain and imprison without trial unless we have this bill? This bill is forced COVID shots for college, which means it's also masterfully using the Nuremberg Code as toilet paper. This one's forced flu shots to attend school, preschool, and daycare. Stupid Nuremberg Code again. But do you know how profitable it's going to be to mandate more pharmaceutical products to protect a young population that has the lowest amount of risk? You might say it's mandating more shots, but I say it's mandating more profits. So quit being such a pessimist. By orders from our governor, you are under arrest. Come out with your dirty, infected hands up. This bill eliminates religious exemptions for work in college, as it should be, because under communism rule, any religious right interferes with your ability to be ruled over. So it's nothing personal, so don't even worry about it. This bill eliminates the parent's right to consent once a child reaches the age of 14. Your child belongs to the state now. I think we can all agree that parents shouldn't have a say in how their children are raised or what's injected into their bodies. This bill eliminates the parent's right to consent for STD shots for children of any age. This is not only profitable, but also makes us curious why the authoritarian left is so intent on viewing children as sexual objects. And New York Assembly member Patrick Burke also has an exciting upcoming bill that would eliminate unvaccinated people's access to health insurance. If their immune systems have them healthy the way they're not supposed to be, then they don't deserve health care or food. If you tell us where they are, the governor will look very favorably upon you and your family. Wow, these are all exciting changes coming down the pipeline in New York. If you let them, I wonder if these same lawmakers will tear down the Statue of Liberty, because it inconveniently stands for the opposite of what they're doing. Maybe they'll replace it with a Statue of Tyranny. There's one over there. Get him! Real quick, my friend, from my heart to yours, if you ever wondered what you would do, like during the civil rights era that sought to end segregation from society, or wondered what you would do during Nazi Germany, what you are doing today is your answer to that question. We can look back at Germany in the 1930s and see three groups of people that ended up being on the wrong side of history. State officials implementing and enforcing unjust laws, citizens who turned in their neighbors, and citizens who stood by and did nothing as they watched the innocent be harmed. And the people who were on the right side of history in those days were the people who stuck to their values and principles related to freedom and human decency. They exuded bravery instead of taking the easy way out, and they disobeyed unjust laws and mandates in order to do what their heart knew was right. Gandhi and Martin Luther King Jr. were two great men that proved to be on the right side of history in the face of major corruption. Gandhi said, "Civil disobedience is a sacred duty when the state becomes lawless or corrupt." And Martin Luther King Jr. said, "One has a moral responsibility to disobey unjust laws." So here's a question. Which side of history are you choosing to be on? The side that inflicts harm on the innocent, like Anne Frank? Or the side with Gandhi and Martin Luther King Jr. and those who sought to protect Anne Frank? The choice is yours. And your answer isn't based on what you say you would do. It's based on what you're doing today. Personally, in the spirit of Gandhi and Martin Luther King Jr., I will not be obeying any unjust law or mandate, nor will I stand by watching the innocent be harmed. That's the side of history I'm choosing to be on. What about you? I want to thank the sponsor of today's video, Magnesium Breakthrough by Optimizers. There's four things that I care most about.
Rescue, thank you so much for coming up and talking.
Yes, ma'am.
How are you doing tonight?
Doing pretty good. I was kind of glad that you went live. I was kind of bummed out. I was like, man, nobody's like got anything going. I feel just kind of like solo. And then it was like all of a sudden my little notification thing went out. And it was like, well, I'll be, look at there. God works in funny ways.
Well, I was not planning to. So this is like definitely, you know, we're winging it here. But, this isn't, I don't have anything planned really. I just have a couple of videos pulled up. But yeah, I was feeling the same way. I was looking around and I couldn't find anybody live really. And I was like, I'm just going to see. A couple of people were in my Discord and they were like, you know, we were all kind of looking to see who was around and nobody was. So I thought I'd give us a place to gather.
And there you go. And look, everybody, because you're like a magnet for peace. Everybody wants to come for some peace.
Oh, well, thank you so much. That's such a compliment. I do not feel like a magnet. Maybe I'm like, pushing peace out to everybody else. I don't know.
Well, yeah, it broadcasts it and it draws them in.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm trying. It's that balance.
Yep. Look, Ghetto's dog's even napping on it. He's so peaceful.
Yeah, hopefully it's Ghetto's dog. We'll see. I'm gonna end up deleting all my live streams. I'm too trusting.
Hey, you sexy motherfuckers.
Okay, well, that doesn't sound like Ghetto's voice, but that was a miss Ghetto.
Yeah. Okay, there we go. That's
right.
better.
I was trying to hold out. Me and my wife was gonna troll the shit out of you. That was great. Yeah, you were.
I figured the dog was pretty. I could trust the dog.
Man, hey, if that wasn't going to be Ghetto, I was going to have to give a thumbs up for the talent because you just managed to capture a picture of a pup that looked just like his.
Yeah. What's up, Rescue? What's up, Minnie Mouse?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing all right. Actually, I just woke up from a weird ass nap. Me and the dog jumped on the bed while I was editing some videos. Next thing I know, we woke up like 2 hours later.
Aw, warm puppy snuggles. That's the best.
Yeah.
Shoot you.
Yeah. Well, was it last night that you had a late live, or was that? I don't even know.
Yeah, my days are jumbled up. I think it was. Yeah, it was last night, wasn't it, Bobby? Or
Yeah,
live?
because it was after Dangers, wasn't it?
Yeah, in between and after. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I know, right? Days just seem to blend from one to another.
Mm-hmm.
Especially in the winter time.
Yeah, because it's like,
Look.
and even more so, I feel like with snow, because the lighting doesn't really change that much, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Like it stays light at night. Or I guess maybe that's just in our area, Ghetto, but like where it never really gets that bright during the day. So it's like nighttime with snow is about the same.
Yeah.
It's like,
And it's like
gray
80,
overcast.
90 degrees everywhere else. That's
Oh,
a
yeah.
Who
trip.
knows what we're talking
That's
about?
Texas, 81 degrees today.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Uh-huh.
It's cold.
Oh, yeah, because then, like, the next Christmas, it might be, you might have a little bit of sheet of ice and snow on the ground. So it's just Texas. You just wait 5 minutes and it'll change.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard
Do I
that
got-
about Texas weather.
Do I got background noise? Do y'all hear any background noise?
No,
I
sir.
don't. No.
All right, good.
But I have lullabies playing in the background in real life, like I was saying, so it might drown out any other weird noises. We'll see.
Y'all still got a bunch of snow down there? Or up there?
Yeah, we have about I mean it's kind of, compacting a little bit, but we're still getting some more. We have about like 7 or 8 inches right now.
Bastards.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That would be nice.
Yeah, and
Man.
it's been nice. I got to take my kids out on their sled, which this is kind of cool. They have like an old radio flyer type wood sled,
Oh, yeah. The
Yeah,
best.
which is what I grew up with, and I've so many good memories. But my in-laws had one. It was my my husband's when he was growing up that he used, and it had been his dad, so it was like an old one. And they just sold their house and moved and stuff, and like they're not like sentimental people especially about things. And so we'd asked if they had it because we were like, oh, we should try to get that sled. We knew they were getting rid of stuff, and they'd already gotten rid of it. And we were bummed. We were like, oh, that's, well, we wanted to have that for our kids, And it's just a silly thing, but you know what I mean? Like you get sentimental about those things.
Yeah.
Anyway, and so we didn't make a big deal out of it or anything. We were just like, oh, that's too bad. Well, for Christmas, they found the people that they'd given it to or sold it to or whatever, and they got it back and they cleaned it up, and he like painted our kids' names on the sled.
Oh, sweet.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
pimp. Yeah, that's a
So
perfect present.
right, and then we had the snow. It was like divine, So we took them out on the sled yesterday, and they had a blast. And my kids are young, so they'd never. My son had been on a sled, but he didn't remember it. And it was really cool.
That was so awesome. Perfect
But
timing, too. Good snow, cool sled.
yeah,
That's the way
yeah.
to go. That's it.
But like those moments, like that's the times when I feel like I'm really like sticking it to them. You know what I mean? Like F you all and all your plans and whatever we're in the midst of. You know what I mean? Like we're still gonna be us, and we're still going to live our lives, and we're still going to, you know, as much as we can. It's hard. Sometimes I'm not going to lie. Like, it's hard to like stay in a happy moment and not be thinking about all this other stuff that we're all thinking about, you know?
Yes, very much so.
But when I'm in those good moments, I appreciate them.
Well, and I think that's what you're given those moments for, is to help you carry on. That's why sometimes you have some of those little shining moments in some of the darkest times, but it's a breather. It's a little, it gives you moment. It's that light at the tunnel.
Yeah. V, I'm so glad you're here. The link is pinned if you're able to come up and talk. I'd love to have you up here.
Yeah, V needs to come up.
If not, it's okay. But any of you, I'd love for any of you to come up and talk. But I did say earlier, and I'm going to try to stick to it. We'll see if I can hold my resolve. You have to show your face when you come up, just while you're in the backstage. And if you don't know, then like when you're backstage, only I can see you. So you can just show your face and then go back to your icon or a picture or whatever. I don't care about keeping anonymity or whatever. So yeah, you have to show your face backstage. But anybody, come on up. I'd love to have more people up here talking.
She's lying, y'all. You ain't got to show nothing. Just put a cute dog on your picture. Did you save that video? Is it still in your StreamYard mini?
No, I hadn't subscribed to StreamYard, so I couldn't save it. So I lost it, but it's fine. Whatever.
Orale, no, it's not fine because I needed to do something. I'd have been able to tell you who that
Yeah,
troll was.
I couldn't save it because I had to delete it off of YouTube, and that's the only place it
Yeah,
was saved.
just YouTube. No, it's saved. Well, don't look now because you'll probably crash your stuff, but it is probably in your past broadcast if you
No,
only
it's
deleted
not.
it from YouTube.
Uh-uh.
Oh, it's
No,
not.
yeah, because I had I think it was either Real Mighty Joe or Big Chap. One of them was walking me through it, and I think it was Joe. But yeah, we couldn't. It wasn't there. It was already like I could see it while it was still up on YouTube, but there was no option to save it.
Yeah, because
So,
even the
or
Best Life,
download it.
like Best Life said, even the free version, you're allowed like 10 hours or something like that a week.
Well, anyway, whatever. It is what it is. I didn't even expect to do a show that time. Like I was really just, not a show, but you know what I mean? Like I wasn't expecting to go that long. I was like, you're going to do like a 15-minute test run.
Always expect to go longer than you think.
It was fun though. That was so much fun. I really enjoyed it.
Oh, you're hooked now.
Yeah.
So now what's the difference between like on YouTube where you go into that studio part and you can go live there versus the StreamYard? Is that you can't have people on the one if you do it through YouTube? So StreamYard is how you have guests? I don't know. I'm a noob.
Yeah, Ghetto, you answer this one. You're gonna
Yeah,
you know
you
it a lot
can't.
better than I do.
Yeah, you can't. There's no. This is basically a third party, even though YouTube
What's
owns
that,
it.
Tom?
She wouldn't be able to go through YouTube neither, because she's got to have a certain amount of hours racked up or a certain amount of subscribers and stuff like that. And even myself, I wouldn't be able to go through YouTube because it unlocks after you get a certain amount of people. But
okay, gotcha.
But to answer your question, yeah, you can't add anybody through YouTube unless you there's something that you do, but I don't even know if it's through YouTube. But now StreamYard, you can have when you do the free account, you can have 6 people. Pay for it, you get either 10 or 10 people, stuff like that. And you can also with StreamYard, you can broadcast to Facebook and Twitter and all these other ones.
Okay, gotcha.
All at the same time, but I haven't messed with the YouTube part of the live just because I haven't got that many people up.
Yeah. I'm still figuring all that out myself, Rescue. So thanks, Ghetto.
Yeah, because I
Um,
didn't know. Well, I guess what I'll do is I'll end up making an account then on on the StreamYards, I guess.
Well,
yeah, I
do it
wanted to
sooner
address
than
something
later.
really quick in the chat. Sorry, guys, hold on one second. Giajiba, I did see Jovan tonight, and it was hilarious. He was
Oh
on
my God,
fire.
yes.
I could not. I've never seen him like. I mean, I know he has a really quirky, funny side, but like to see him like just on the fly on those phone calls was
Oh, you
hilarious.
could tell he peaked. It's like, okay, you know what? I've had enough of your shit. Here it is. Bam.
Yeah, I mean, he just literally was like potentially poisoned. Like, you
Oh,
know what
I
I mean?
recorded that.
Yeah, like he's done messing around, that's for sure. And he wasn't messing around to begin with. I like that guy. Anyway, if any of you didn't see Jovan Hutton Pulitzer's video tonight, or if you don't follow him, you should. He's hilarious. And he's actually I believe, I hope I say this right, I think he's the inventor of the QR code. But in
Yes.
addition to that, he's one of 3 people basically who's in charge of um, selection frogs, or however you want to say it. He's one of the people that's figuring out what really happened and what really happens when we cast our votes. So he's a great person to follow and has a lot of really good information. And anyway, he's got some
He,
interesting stuff going on in his life right now. So you should follow
he
him.
created the QR codes.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. He's got hundreds of patents, and his
Mhm.
technology is his thing. He developed the QR code. He's developed kinematic artifact detection,
Yep.
which is scanning documents and can actually detect the
V, can you
fiber
grab
of it.
his link and post it for me?
That don't bother y'all? That
What?
he created the QR code?
No, because I don't think, honestly, like I don't think he had any intention. You know, have you ever seen Social Dilemma?
Oh, yeah.
Like all those people that worked for big tech that were coming out and, you know, in a way whistleblowing what's going on, really, in that video. They all said that they didn't intend for their technology to be used that way. You know what I mean? So I've never heard Jovan, I'm speaking just from my own opinion, I've never heard him address that, but my guess is the ways that it's being used and what it's developing into aren't what he intended, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I take it, that he basically holds people accountable for their character, not his invention. I mean, he did it to help move things. So I know
I hope so.
He's pretty much exposed a lot of fraud with the election. I guess I shouldn't say that word. I don't know. Should you say that word?
I don't know.
I noticed some people are still doing the code thing. I'm like, well, I don't want to get nobody kicked or nothing.
I know, I'm trying to kind of do it myself, but I don't
When it
even know
comes
what
to
words really. Go ahead,
when
Kevin.
it comes to that, I'm not going to listen to anybody until they show me the fraud that's been in every election since I've been a freaking live, not just the one that they got us focusing on. That's where I'm going to start paying attention to somebody, because I mean we're all, I don't know, programmed to be hyper vigilant about the last one was so rigged, but nobody's talking about the Obama, the Clintons, the Bushes, all the way back before JFK. I mean, it's all about the selection of the presidents. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with you, but I mean, I think at the same time, it's going to take evidence, like new evidence. I mean, there's plenty of evidence out there. You know, we have all, for those of us who are looking, but for the people that aren't, they need something new and in their faces that like MSM can't not cover.
Yeah, but I think the lines are
Can somebody
set in
grab
the
that chat?
sand. The lines are
Chat?
set in the sand, and even if they came out and had all the proof in the world, there's half the, one half's not going to believe it, period, because they've been crying wolf for, the whole entire time.
Mm-hmm.
And the other side's been, constantly drilling them this whole entire other time. So it doesn't matter if there's real proof or not. People ain't gonna believe it. Oh, it's on the internet. It's so easily dismissed. Truth, facts, lies. It doesn't matter. If you've been programmed a certain way to believe something, you're not gonna go out of it. You know what I mean? You're not gonna go out of your comfort zone when it comes to believing stuff. I mean, granted, I mean, I don't mean to sound, doom and gloom with all of it. I just don't see that
But I
particular
mean,
group of people coming out of it like, oh, okay, we believe you now. Let's,
yeah, but
revolt
here's
and
my
all
thought
that.
on that. Like, so, but I know a little bit about you enough to know that you've been kind of involved in this or awake to what's going on, however you want to word it, you know what I mean, for longer than I have. But like, it wasn't that long ago when I was one of them. I was blind to what was happening. I wasn't paying attention. I didn't care about politics. All of it. Like, I wasn't aware. And um we've talked about this, but I actually believe that it's more of like a spiritual veil that a lot of people are behind. But I think it's like free will. Like, you get to pick if you're going to stay behind it or not. And I don't know if everybody faces that at different times or,
Yeah.
multiple times people are given that, that choosing. But anyway, I think that because I was behind that myself, and I'm learning all the time, but I've come a long way in the last like 18 months, and it makes me feel like, okay, then there's hope. Like, other people could be still waking up. There's still time. And, some things are happening really quickly, but other things, are happening a lot slower than I thought that they would. So like, maybe there is time.
Yeah. Some things you thought were going to go faster than they really did.
Yeah, definitely.
I know for me that politics was not my thing at all. I never paid attention to anything. And I worked, I raised my kids. That's all I paid attention to. It wasn't until I saw the shift of the honesty, and then that got me looking more. And then the more I looked, I was just really bumfuzzled. And then when I was already kind of put off the election night when I watched it, I was watching stuff live, and then just to listen to the narrative, that really got my undivided attention. And plus, you just have to look at it's where you sit is home, but home's not home if the country isn't, if your state's still not your state, and if your country still isn't your country, then it's really not your home. So I feel like I'm caring about my home. I want my kids, I want my grandkids, I want to keep America. And there is stuff, and it's easy to get in that conspiracy narrative or just kind of put off. Not one. I've had a lot of friends, because nobody around me really cared about politics too much. Most people would do that, I guess, what do you call that? When you do the whole party line thing.
Yeah, like when you cast your votes down ballot.
Yeah,
all
and that's
for
what
the
most
same.
people seem to do. Yeah.
Yeah, I have friends who say they're blue no matter who.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been actually shocked. I was surprised there were people that were Democratic that I didn't even know until the whole Orange Man bad thing came up, and then and I was like, wow.
Yeah. Then they had no choice.
It's like, and then to just listen to the whole, I just want our country back. There are things, and it's an ugly truth that you don't want to see, but if you do if you really pay attention and you look and you learn about it, you get frustrated. But I do think it's important to always keep hope, because we weren't given this country. We earned it. We're going to have to work to keep it.
I hope that's true, man. I really do. I'm just so I don't know. I'm so reserved about our history. The more and more I look into our history, the more and more it doesn't make sense on how they taught it to us. And I end up finding other things that make more sense when it comes to along the lines of, I think the New World Order was already created years ago. I'm not sure if you're a man of faith or not, but when I think of Revelations and stuff, everybody's like, oh, we're going through Revelations. And it's like, now next is the New World Order. But then, you look throughout history, and it's like, you see the countries and how at the end of the day, they work together. Like on the important stuff, there's a lot of psyops there, but it's almost like each and every country, and that kind of proved it even more, you know, with 2020 and all the all the arm candy, all the things going on to all the common folks around the world. You know what I mean? You can tell that their governments are on the same agenda. But then you look through history and you can start telling, like, well, wait a minute, you know, this doesn't make sense. So it's like, considering we live outside of God's timeline because he doesn't exist in time, you know, time's something that we created. You know, we could have gone through so many different things in Revelations and not even know about it because it's, you know, been a couple hundred years or whatever. I know I kind of went 3 different ways there, but I think y'all understand what I mean. Like, I hope we earned this country. To sum it up, I hope that our history, the signing of the Declaration of Independence, World War I, World War II, all these generations that we were taught about, in a sense, I hope they were true. But at this point, I don't even know if Hitler was a bad dude. And that, to me, right there was a shocker, even thinking something like that.
Yeah, that one I still
But we won the
haven't come
war.
to terms with.
We won the war. They were, I mean, regardless if he was good or bad, there was millions of, you know, there was millions of Jews being, you know, killed. I mean, you know, we all know what happened during that. Why didn't we move until something, you know what I mean? Unless we were actually working with them.
We didn't really know. We didn't
there's
really
no
know.
way we didn't know, man. I just don't.
I think, and I don't know. It's so weird sometimes because I hear people talking. I don't know if it's a digital copy of history versus actually reading the old printed books and the shift of the information. But because man, you can go read some. I actually have a book around here that's the transcripts of all the radio traffic from Pearl Harbor, and it's nothing you're gonna see in a movie because it just doesn't talk that way. It was real life.
Yeah. No, I get it, but I mean,
it's the shift of information. Tim Pool, I was actually watching him. Gosh, I don't know, that was last year, and he actually happened to catch the change of Wikipedia while he was doing a show. Watch the definition of a word change. I forgot what that was.
Was it the V word?
I think it might have been
the sickness. I think that I heard that too. I wasn't there when it was live, but I heard about it, and I think that there are like clips of that video out there.
Yeah, it literally changed during his show. So I mean, that's what kind of gets you thinking. You know, if you're gonna, I guess if you question this, I would question the way you get it in a way because they're rewriting stuff to fit the narrative. I just know it's like what I told Chap. You know, I'm not knocking any of the flat earth thing, but I just know my only source was my mom that worked there that came with the photos. So then that's what I go off of. You know?
I also, myself, Rescue, I totally 100% get what you mean. Cause I'm honestly the same way. I'm thinking of it from a perspective of how long has the digital history been here? How long? I mean, we were, you know, fed these technologies, you know, little by little until we're numbed out to accept what we're dealing with now or whatnot. But how long has the government or the entities that be have had, you know, how long have they had the internet? You know, was it 40s, 50s, 30s?
That's where the internet came from. The internet came from, we developed a system to talk base to base. And then that kind of, actually, it's ironic because we were changing technology. So the internet got created. And it's like, there's a lot of, I see a lot of things on YouTube about like Zuckerberg. I don't like the little prick by any means, but I remember watching that kid watching the interviews in college when Facebook came to be. See, that's for me, that's my history. I remember the dial up. I remember the introduction. Hell, dude, I played around with some code on a Tandy 1000 I mean, it just.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm 40. I'm all about I got you.
So when you think about back then, the shift, I knew that things were not going to go very good. MySpace, if viruses were a big thing, because the majority of people learning code had a malicious intent, because you just have people that go, oh, let me see if I can do this. So Melissa virus, all these other viruses were the big thing.
Yeah.
If you think about it, viruses aren't the thing anymore. Nobody really wants to destroy your shit. Now we just want to know what you're doing, because we can sell you shit, or we can track you. Data became important.
Yeah, we can add to your digital block.
But you watch MySpace used to let you put stuff, is what I mean. You could customize it. Well, that opened it up, and that just, Zuckerberg had his little college thing, and because viruses were the fear, that's actually what gave him boost. Microsoft's no big secret. Little bastard had wording in a document is what made him a multimillionaire. Rather you build Oracle. Oracle pays for Windows. I don't know if you know who Oracle is, but they make server hardware. They don't even have nothing to do with Windows, but they signed contracts that they would purchase Windows.
Yeah.
Every time they made Oracle. So that's what actually boosted him up. There's just some things that I remember from just really watching happen. My uncle was involved with RCA.
Yeah, no, I get it. I started with 95, Windows 95 and up when I started getting into computers. So when I was about 13, but I also, leap back. So you leap back a generation before our generation of digital, whatever, and then you see from the radio to the TV, the technologies that they were, slowly giving us back in the day before the internet or whatever. You know what I mean? They were.
Oh yeah, man. The Russian fear campaigns. It was like
that's what I mean. There you go, right there. Because our generation, we're scared. We're worried about the Chinese. It's like, man, our parents were worried about the Russians. So is there going to be a generation that we're not worried about anything and we're actually happy to be a fuck American? Because I don't remember any time in history where we were happy, because before that there was a stock market crashes, mass fucking suicides of people because they lost everything they owned. Before that, World War One. You know what I mean? We've always been in some kind of tumultuous time.
I think people were pretty happy in the 80s, dude. We were discoing down pretty good. People partied hard in the 80s.
Yeah, but that's the key right there. They partied hard, depending on which region, because the regions that I grew up in, and I agree with you, I'm not saying that, but the neighborhoods that I grew up in, they were partying too hard. They created this huge drug epidemic that was killing millions of people and destroying families, especially of the low poverty part. You know what I mean? So it all depends on which part of the spectrum we look at. But I can't find one time in American history that we wasn't in some kind of fight for our life. You know what I mean? That American dream, that let's make America great again, or let's build it back. It's like, what are we building from when we've never had a time of just peace and happiness? And
okay, well, let me throw this at you for food for thought. So what if you had a world that existed of tyrannical empires and monarchs that controlled the populace, and then somewhere along one day this group decided that they didn't want to be like that anymore. They wanted to write their own rules, because see, that's the birth of America. And then you become a target. You just interrupted empires' pools of tranquility. They're not in control. We changed the way the world operated. And that's why I don't know, it's hard to talk about that. I wish I had have actually paid more attention so I could say more details that I know are already in my brain that give me the feeling I got. But be honest, dude, up until a week ago, I and got on the first stream, or actually, well, no, it's longer than that, because I got on CanCons a few months ago. Dude, up until then, I didn't really talk to many people. I just was pretty antisocial. I just work, do my job. Give me a job to do. I love it. I got a chore. I love chores. I'm a person on a mission. So
I've really enjoyed getting to know you through CanCon at first, but then really more on Stuck in the Middle. And I was really glad that you started doing videos, and then now that you've been on panels and stuff, it's fun to see. For me, I love connecting people, and so it's really been cool to see you like connected in with this whole network.
Oh yeah. Thank
It's
you.
pretty cool.
You guys, it's because you guys have a vibe, and that's, and this will go towards you too, Ghetto, because everybody I pick up from my perspective is I get where everybody's from different cultures, different areas, different lifestyles, but we all sit in chat and people will agree to disagree even on things. But and that's awesome, man. I haven't been around that because unfortunately my little old county, most of my in-laws dominate that, and it's just
Yeah, that's what I'm all about over on my channel, and I definitely hope Minnie sticks to her foundation of what she believes in with her channel, and what she wants to do. But
Yeah, I
on a
don't even
side
know if
note,
I know what it is. I have some
no,
ideas, but
what I'm talking about is it's easy to get into the let's go Brandon wave. And I'm just saying it from my perspective, which I agree with the let's go Brandon. I agree with but you don't want to end up making yourself one-sided by agreeing with one side more than the other. And I know you know what I mean, because it's real hard being centrist and being in the middle.
Yeah.
You're going to gravitate, or people that are more on one side are going to gravitate more towards you. Same with me. But in the beginning of doing my channels or doing my lives, people already knew that I'm going to put my foot down when it's, I don't give a fuck about neither side of them, dude. It's not going to happen. You're not going to convert me, whatever. I'll agree with you on these and I'll agree with you on the, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. But it's easy for people to constantly throw all their rhetoric out, and then it kind of deludes what your main goal is, which is to bring us all together.
Well, I'll say the way, from my perspective, the way you guys have been handling most of the stuff and the way the other stuck in the middle does it. It's like everybody's like, you can think that, well, the hell, Chap can say, you know what, that's it. The earth is flat, but he doesn't force it on anybody. And see, to me, that's what makes the difference.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Think whatever you want. Who cares? I don't care if you think it's broad daylight right now when it's midnight. I mean, it's whatever. It's just sitting shooting the shit. It's when the conversations turn into, no, you have to see it my way. And I will say that that's what my biggest turn off is with I get what you call the other side. Because see, for me, that's even funny to do the Republican Democrat thing. Because hell, I don't know, dude, I'm an American. I just want you to do the right shit. Follow the
that's
law.
what I'm about too. Yeah.
I thought this
well,
was
let me
simple.
say something about that, Rusty.
I don't know about the law, but
yeah, let me say something about that. So I actually, and Ghetto, this kind of goes to what you were saying too, and I totally appreciate you've got advice to give, and I respect that, and I appreciate it. But yeah, part of, again, where like I'm coming from, I think, if I say I have a goal, and like I said, it's really connecting people. But, and it's part of what my name, a lot of people just think it's Mary, which always cracks me up. But I really do think, and I know you do too, that, we really need to be uniting. And, our friend Eli at Stuck in the Middle says, we got to look for the unifiers. And CanCon says that too. But yeah, we do. We really do. Like, we need to be the unifiers. We need to be the ones that are trying to like reach across the aisle. And and I don't want to get stuck, and it's hard. We've talked about this, like there, with technology and the way that things are, it's really easy to get like pigeonholed into our echo chambers. And I don't want that, even though I see I can see it happening. Like, it's hard to prevent, because it's like, it's hard to find those places. So, I have a Discord, and on there, one of the channels I have is Voices from the Left. And I started it not as like a place to bash people or like ideas, but a place to just like kind of expose everybody to those ideas. And I've only been able to find a few channels where I felt like they were kind of trying to do the same thing,
Yeah.
But they are out there. There are people, that are much more liberal, or far left, or however you want to, whatever category you want to put them in, than I am. And they are also out there looking to connect with people like us, So like, we need to be reaching across those aisles when we get the opportunity.
We do. Yeah. And we need to not discourage people from either side of the aisle to joining us.
Yep.
But one of the reasons I brought that up is, and I'm not saying you've done it, obviously this is only your second stream, but if you have, let's say I have my neighbors, because I have a lot of neighbors that are both sides of the spectrum, but you can tell who the Democrats are or whatnot. If I have a panel that's constantly saying, let's go, Brandon, and I know I have a thing about that saying, it bothers me only because people tune you out as soon as you say it. The people that we're trying to reach, trying to say, hey, dude, I'm neutral, come over here. But if I'm over here saying, let's go, Brandon, they're going to be like, oh, you're one of them. You know what I mean? We constantly put each other in a box, essentially. But we put ourselves in a box. Yeah, exactly. But if we have a panel, like if you go over to my channel, you'll see that there's not that constant conversation of, we all agree that our president's shit, but we're talking about it like pre-Trump shit, like Americans usually do. Like, fuck the president, fuck them all, because, we're still going through whatever. You can tell the difference. Then it's not polarized, you know what I mean? And we don't, I'm not veering anybody from each side of the spectrum away. And I'm more getting that feedback from, like I said, my neighbors and certain family members that I have that I've invited to come. Just they don't even talk in there, but they sit and watch me, and because it's easier for me to get my point across to them and reach them instead of having a one-on-one conversation. They're seeing the conversations that we're having, like these conversations between me, you, and Rescue. They're seeing that we're open. There's open dialogue. It's not just stuck on one side. The only advice I would have, and you already know it, because I mean, shit, you're more intelligent than myself, but make sure you yourself always veers away from not all conversations like that, but just don't get stuck in the echo chamber like you were talking about of, you know what I mean? Because you're going to veer other people off from coming in to see what you're all about. And if you're all about independent, you have to stick to that, even if you absolutely hate one specific side more than the other. As a host, as a channel, if you want to get that base of independent people, you just got to stay away from either side.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. I'm going to try my best. And, for all of you, share my channel where you can, especially when you see it in places like a chat comes up that you're in that seems like people who we would disagree with. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. And label these streams. Yes. And after, the other advice would be, after we are done with these streams, think about the bulk of the conversation and then label it like that, because you can redo the title of the actual stream and label it like that, and then people will find you through the algorithm of just search words and stuff like that.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Okay. I got all kinds of people when I did Christmas in the Ghetto. They were searching for way different things, and I had a few ladies like, I totally thought this was going to be a racial bash and blah blah blah, but you've got a subscriber because this completely opened my mind, and you know what I mean. Like, it's all about the title, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like for this, I don't feel like, I don't know. I feel like if I do more like shows, like actual, like pre-recorded shows, or even, live streams, but they're more of a show, then I feel like I promote those more. But like this, I just feel like we're, hanging out. Like I don't.
That's what
shit
want.
Shit. I will have to say though, Ghetto, I'll make it a point that if I were to come on your show, then I won't wear my hat, because I don't want to, don't want to.
Please wear your hat, Rescue. Please wear your hat.
No, it's all, dude. But it's all about perspective. It's all about perspective as well. No, I got people on there that's got the fucking Make America Great and all that, but that's the point though. I want to be able to look at you and realize just by your words and how you're talking, like, dude, this dude's not one-sided. He's just,
all best life.
Oh, no, like the motherfucker.
I got this hat because this dude has interrupted my pool of tranquility.
Good night, Chiajiba.
His decisions, I'm not a political person. I just know that whenever you cut my buddy's gas job off, his pipeline jobs, and then his friends, then that really checked my ass.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
So that's what my perspective.
I agree.
And I try not to get emotional. I mean, I do, but I mean, I try not to put, like, I try to let somebody know up front. It's like if me and you were kicking it on something and I know it's like, okay, well, that's kind of, boy, that one's going to stir me. Then I would tell you going, well, okay, from my emotional point of view, oh no, I'll beat that little crap's ass. Where if we're going to have an honest, open conversation, then I just want to talk facts, the real shit, you know, because
Yeah.
and that's all me, man. I don't do all that. Let me just promote shit to be driving a narrative. Yeah, if I see something wrong, and
Thank
that's
you,
what actually got
Felicia.
me.
Sorry, Rescue. Hold on
Oh
one
no,
second.
you got it.
Thank you so much, Felicia. I really appreciate that. And yeah, let's talk. I'd love to do something with CV and with you too. Actually, I'll put this out there. One thing I'd really like to do with this channel, like, you know, and I don't know, I mean, like, it's not like I have this really planned out. Like, I just have some ideas. But one thing that I'd love to do is do like an all women's panel where we
Yes.
could like get together and talk about, like, just kind of that mama bear. I want to say mama bear, but like not necessarily just for moms, for all women, because we're going through a lot of shit right now. And like, we're handling a lot that women before us did not have to handle. So I would love for us to have a place to like get together and just talk and, you know, keep it like the men kind of out of it. I mean, you could come and listen if you want, I guess, but like,
Dude, do it.
I would love to like have that. So please, like, you know, reach out to me if you think you'd be interested, and I'll reach out to some of you who I'm hoping would be interested in coming to like just start. I think I'd want to do it just like this. Like maybe we'd pick like a topic for each one or whatever, but you know, just have it be like anybody can jump up and join the conversation, hang out, but like for women.
Do you have Georgia Peaches info?
Yeah, I do.
Minnie?
I love Georgia. Yeah, I love
Get
Peach. I'm like,
get a hold of her, because I was talking to her backstage about it, because she was we were spitballing what she can do with
love
her.
it,
She
Lisa.
doesn't
Have
have
a
the
good night.
reach. She doesn't have the reach as you do. So if you get with her, she's got
Yeah.
she's along the same lines as you. She tried to set up exactly what you're talking about, and I told her, and I'll tell you, if there is an all women's stream right here, I guarantee you most of us men will join it. We love it's in our DNA to listen to women, regardless if we want to admit it or not. It's that mama, like you said, that mama bear. We always, you know, everybody knows they go to their mom or whatnot for advice. And if we have a panel of all women that are talking and doing exactly what you're talking about, I guarantee that stuff will blow up. As in, you would be able to reach a lot of people, especially men.
Well,
Unless
and you know,
y'all
there'll be people
y'all
that'll
get
listen
catty.
to, that'll help. I mean,
That's
you'll teach other people, you'll encourage, and in doing so, you'll
Yes.
help. So it's
Yes. Oh,
it's an
yeah.
awesome idea.
Yes,
well,
most
thank you.
definitely.
Yeah, I mean, I hope to make it happen sometime soon here. But yeah, please reach out to me. And like I said, there's some of you, you know, probably already know who you are. I'm going to be reaching out to, because I just love to have a few people set up, you know, scheduled to come up with me, so I'm not up here by myself, because I know that's just not how I roll. As you all awkwardly found out earlier. So thank you, Rescue and Ghetto,
You got it.
for coming up here with me.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Well, I'm not impressed yet. I mean, you told me you was going to be washing cars in the parking lot and shit.
Whatever.
I'm just over here waiting.
Definitely never said that.
It was underneath the snow. You didn't see it.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, don't Rescue. You'll know that I'm very inappropriate a lot of the times, but I'm definitely a harmless creature. My wife's usually in chat or right next to me when I'm talking, just so you know.
Oh no, I mean I
I'm
have a
never.
feeling these are
She
grown
was
women.
in here earlier, actually, Ghetto. I don't know if you saw. She was in my chat. I
Yeah,
was so glad. I
yeah,
love
I
her.
seen her. Mm.
She's awesome.
No, I get, dude, when I first jumped on panels and was seeing a few dudes on a few different streams, like, you know, show me your tits and doing all that, dude, I flipped. Like, what the fuck are you sitting there? Because
It
I got more respect for women than I do dudes.
Well, you did.
It's
There is
just
one. If
how I
you go
was
back and
raised.
look at yours, when I was on it, there was something you said, and I realized that I was like, "Oh shit, my camera's on." because I was sitting there and you said something, I was just did that kind of like that, oh shit, kind of look on my face. And then I thought, damn, I'm the only one on camera. Okay, no, we're good, man. It ain't none of me. It ain't none of me.
Yeah.
So yeah, shoot there, man. Hey, now that you know, it's. I mean, I can't say I won't say anything. I probably could be. I could be nudged into that if it was getting. But then again, it's the internet, so.
Yeah. Way too many different characters, personalities. I'm just saying, with me not having a filter at times, it's more to break the tension. What's up, Nikki? It's more to revert. I'm all about laugh, man. I'm all about we're fucking Americans, most of us anyways, and we need to laugh more than worry, or more than look for the fear, more than look for the doom, look for the gloom. So
yes, laugh.
I'm just yeah.
Thanks for coming, Moose. I really appreciate
Skip that, man. I love laughing at rednecks like Moose, man.
Man, if
That
these women
motherfucker's
don't
a
get
straight
mad at you
redneck.
and your women doesn't knock you and your woman didn't knock you upside the head, then apparently you didn't offend anybody, is the way I guess I see it.
Yeah, pretty much.
No, it's hey, so far, dude, all I can say is I've met good people, you know, but everybody.
Have you met Virginia?
Mm-hmm.
On panel?
She was, yes. Well, no, I don't think I was on when she was on it. I think I had gotten off.
Yeah, stay away from her, dude.
Oh,
Virginia's the best.
Yeah,
She's
she's
amazing.
bad,
We all
huh?
love Virginia.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. If anybody doesn't know Virginia, then you gotta get more involved
She's
with
a
some of these
homewrecker.
links we drop.
She's a home
awesome.
wrecker, man. She'll try to take you away from your wife and kids and have you cash apping her money, and man, she's
Isn't
all
there a way
bad.
I
She's
could
bad
like
news.
you ghetto? Isn't there some like way I get to do that? When
Yeah,
I
you can.
You want to teach me how?
Just click on my just
Wait.
click on your.
Oh, I love it already.
I'm not into this totalitarianism
will
shit
come
here,
in
man.
handy.
I didn't know this was a dictatorship channel. You're silencing my 1A.
Only yours. I'm gonna use this all the time. Ghetto's gonna like not come up and talk on my
Click.
Okay.
Oh, dang.
Anyway, this is cracking me up, you guys. Thanks. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like you know, again, you know, we were talking about like reaching across the aisle and stuff, and like I feel like you know, part of what did that for me, I actually got connected with like all of the prepper community through Kay, who some of you know really well. Kay, she, I don't even know how, but I somehow got into her live stream, and it was like her and two people like drinking and just hanging out, and there was like nobody watching really, and it was just kind of I don't even know how I found it. Like I just somehow got in her stream, and she dropped the link to Dangerous's chat, and so I ended up going over and following the link over and doing like a little room raid, basically was the idea, and staying and hanging out and like hearing everybody talking, and just immediately it felt like people that I knew in real life, you know, it felt like people that reminded me of a lot of my older brothers or my uncles and aunts and people that I know, and so it felt really comfortable. And then the more I stayed and like got to know people, like the more I felt like, yeah, like these are my people. I found people I can like connect with. And part of like what you were saying, Rescue, it's because we do have those conflicts and we do have those arguments, but we're able to like work through it, or, you know, call people out on things when they need to be called out. And I know there's like always some drama happening somewhere behind the scenes, but for the most part, I mean, I feel really good about like being able to have that connection with people still, when we know that that's what they're trying to take away.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, yeah, you know, I got to say that was pretty, when I saw how the way social media with the cutoff and people ban, and I know Facebook was just, I gave up on it. I don't hardly ever do Facebook anymore because
yeah, me neither.
The election thing set me off so bad. Well, I really hasn't. I was not one of those Facebook people beforehand.
Hey, Militant, glad you're
and
here.
so when the that stuff happened, I got on and I'm starting to do it. Well, hell, next thing I know, I kind of got in that wave of, okay, well, you need to go sit in timeout for a while. And I thought, okay, I don't even know why I participate. But this, you guys are awesome. See, because it's just, I'm not a text person either. I don't really care for the text. I mean, not that I don't mind chat here, but it's just because you can see people responding, so you kind of know what they're meaning. But just like the Facebook post, and I just, I don't.
Sorry.
What,
Eddie, I
crunching
bet
away?
you're right. I bet you that's
Yeah,
not okay.
mute me if you ever hear a background from anybody independent. Mute them. I'm sorry, Rescue. I
Oh, no,
thought I
you're good.
muted myself.
No, I didn't
That's
mean
I
it.
freaking
Sorry.
hate that. I'm sorry, dude. I'm sitting there chomping on chips, and I
Dude,
swore I muted myself.
I raised 3 kids. I can talk over Cheetos.
Oh, hold on 1 second. Nikki, are you guys talking about getting together? Because I heard that was happening, and that's amazing. I love if that already happened or if it's still happening or whatever. I heard that some of you were getting together and meeting up. I thought that was awesome.
What's up, militant? And yeah, I agree with you, Rescue. The text, I hate text, dude. There's no tone, and that has been the freaking thorn in society as a whole, right in the freaking man.
Well, it's like I
ruined
was telling
society.
Vaughn last night. It's the emotion of the reader is how that's going to be perceived.
Yep. Oh yeah. I think texting and social media posts, like in chat, has ruined more families than anything right now. Hey,
man.
Eddie. I hope
good.
not, man. I hate that.
It was normal.
Sorry, Rescue.
No,
Sorry, I hate that shit.
it's okay as long as they're good. They're not stale, are they?
No, they're good.
They
but,
didn't
man,
sound
we're-
stale. They sounded fresh.
Yeah, but have you ever went back and listened to yourself on these streams yet?
Yes, sir, and I don't like it, so I try not to do that ever again.
Yes, see, that's what I mean. And then you add in like chewing or real loud background noise, and you're like, well, shit, why didn't I catch that? Because you especially on other people's channels, you're like, you want to be as professional sounding as possible. Just
I hear what you're
feedback
saying.
and,
Yeah.
and all that other
Please
stuff.
let me
Yeah.
know too, because like I can't hear my voice in my headphones at all.
Oh well, you're quite sexy. I'm just saying. I'm gonna put that out there.
Stop.
Just throwing that on out.
Yeah, no offense to your husband. You already know. I already told him, but still.
Now the
Hey,
red
girl.
he
of
knows
the
about you,
YouTube button, that's what her cheeks just turned that red probably.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm used to this fool.
Pretty much. Dude, and they keep coming back. I'm a woman magnet. I'm just saying, married or not, they all come to me.
There
all
you
good.
go.
Wait, you're on my show, Ghetto.
Oh,
He's
okay.
the OG player.
All right. I'll make a live here in a second, guys, and I'm going to show you all the emails and text messages and voicemails of her begging me to get on her show
You
so
wish.
she can get popular. And no, I'm just
No, but I
kidding.
did send a message to Big Chap. I was like, when nobody was up here, I'm like, Big Chap, get up here. And I'm
Yeah,
still
you-
calling you out, Big Chap. Come on
I
up.
was trying to kick it as long as I could because I didn't want anybody to get up here, not for at least a half hour or so. You honestly, Minnie, you have to pop that cherry sooner than later and get comfortable with being by yourself up here and not
Yeah, it's so
hiding behind a
awkward.
video. It is awkward as crap. And
Yeah, I'm sorry. So why
I'm
do you have to
literally-
do that? Why do you have to
Yeah,
get
why?
comfortable with that?
because if it's your channel, if it's your setup, you have to prove just to yourself, not anybody else, but to yourself that you're comfortable with carrying on, because you have to, like,
But
let's
what
say
if
we're
I've
all
already
three
proved to myself that I'm not comfortable with it?
and then you got to get over that comfortability.
Well,
And
here's
the
my
reason,
thing. If
but
I'm gonna
hold
do
on one
that,
second.
yeah. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
But just the main reason, it comes in handy to have that tool, because the main reason is if we're sitting here having a conversation and the air goes dead, like we finish the conversation, it's up to her to inject another conversation. And the best way to do that is by doing it by yourself when you have, because
Yeah,
there's so
there you
much dead air when you're by yourself. So you got to figure out on your feet how to make up things to talk about, because you're talking to yourself pretty much. That's why it's uncomfortable. You're like, are these people even here? Are they real? Wait a minute. Am I talking to myself? It's uncomfortable.
Yeah, but for that, like that's what I'm saying. Like if I were doing a show, like if I were putting together a show of some kind, I would have it like all pulled up and ready and be ready to like talk on my own. But for tonight, I was like, I'm just gonna open it up and see if people jump into chat. So like I pulled up a couple of videos, but I'm not like I didn't want to be up there. If I'd been up there very much longer, I would have like been like, okay, bye guys. Like
Yep.
I'm like, I've got some
Oh,
videos, but
that's
that's about
me.
it. Like
I don't know how
I want to be
you.
able to talk with all of
I'm
you, you know?
impressed with y'all that do it. I gotta say, because I can talk with people. Now the conversation's one thing, but to just sit and kind of, dude, and doing a video, that's like,
Mhm.
okay, I have a whole different perspective of this whole acting kind of shit. So, because I don't say you're sitting there looking at yourself while you're trying to talk and say a
Anytime, Mrs.
sentence,
G.
and boy, that gets me. That's tough. It's
Yeah, no, I
confusing.
get it. But I mean, so with what Nikki said, right? Maybe more people should learn to be comfortable with silence, Ghetto, just saying. Now, I get you. I understand that, right? But if you're on a live stream, you're not up here just to be quiet. I mean, you have 20 or 19 people, at least that's what it says on my device. You have those people here to listen to you.
That's
And
true.
and on
Yep.
Oh, she got you. I was like, damn, he cut that off pretty quick, and then I
The
just realized.
I did.
Yeah, she did, Virginia. Yeah, she did.
Sorry, keep going,
Sons of
Ghetto.
bitches.
You need to
Nah,
get
it's
you like
fine.
one of
I'm
those little
trying to help
stick
you, but
smacking
hey,
I
I'm
sounds.
not
know
allowed to
you
help
are.
you. Not
No, I
allowed to
know.
help you.
I appreciated what you were saying. I just had to do it.
Dude, and everybody's different. I get it, but Minnie, if you looked at my second live stream,
Mhm.
right? I ended up dancing with freaking potatoes because I was getting
Yeah, I'm
uncomfortable
not
by
gonna do
myself.
that.
I don't expect you to, but my point is, I just jumped right into it. Like I was like, "Fuck it, I got to do it by myself." And now it made me, it emboldened me. I'm just going off of experience. You do whatever makes you feel comfortable. I just feel like, you know what I mean? We got to be comfortable with
Yeah.
ourselves, especially if
No,
we got a message.
Ghetto, I see you like I see you as a brother, so like I'm taking it the way you're intending it. I appreciate
All right, cool.
what you're saying.
All right, cool.
Yeah. Anyway,
But
like I
I
said, I mean,
think,
I feel like we've got this like fam established, and I don't throw that word around lightly. Like, but and at the same time, there's like this division, and that's part of what you've talked about. We're facing these screens that we're looking into, and like this is not natural for some of like the closer connections I feel with people to be through the internet. Like that's not how it should be. But
Yeah.
right now, it's good that we have this, and we don't know how long we're gonna have it or what's going to happen next. So, like I'm going to connect with people where I can, when I can, while we can,
This is true, yeah, because it can be a flip of a switch and it could be gone tomorrow.
Yeah.
oh, most definitely, yeah. Which yeah, best life. But I see that. I mean, that's also like a trend. Like Billy, me personally, I like seeing Billy up there. But one of his, main things is doing something while he's doing it. He's doing something while he's streaming. Or so. I mean, I'm not even saying you gotta
Hey,
be by
Shane,
yourself and sit
thanks
and
for
talk.
being here.
You know what I mean? Just have
Yeah.
something planned for your show to where you're doing something constantly. There's constantly something going on because that's
Yeah.
why people are watching. That's why they're
Right.
listening.
Putting on the show.
Yeah, exactly.
Putting on the
So
Ritz.
yeah, so it's not about just you being by yourself talking, but you gotta organize it, and you're getting started, so I get it. But
See,
and you'll
most of this
surround
was
people.
most of it for me was just to get on, and I actually was just. It's like I said with CanCon, it was just calling in, going, "Oh yeah, well, hell, I'm going to shoot the
Mhm.
show with Brian." So I did. Well, then stuck in the middle, and
Yeah,
now I
Brian's
just.
awesome.
I don't know that I don't know how to say that. I don't know about a show that I want to do. I share stuff, so there's some goofy stuff, a couple of little goofy videos that I've done that I don't know, putting a piece of me up on the internet because I don't know, just that's my. I'll go all emo on you with that one. I just got to remember in memory days, and you just kind of wonder what's left of you. So I started putting little things up. That's where it kind of is for me. But now, Indy, Minnie here, she's got the talent to be a presenter. That's why she's a teacher. She's a teacher of many.
Yeah, I got to tell you, I am missing teaching. Some parents were talking in streams about, how their kids are being taught in different programs online and like they're doing remote learning. And they were talking about kids who are in like a homeschool setting, but it's basically what remote learning was like for me the past, year and a half of teaching. And yeah, I miss it. It's weird. It's really, it's been my calling, I felt. And so it's been like odd to not be doing it.
I bet. Night, busy girl.
But it also felt like definitely the right choice.
Well, you kind of
not
sound like you're
not
the
do it.
persona of a teacher, so I bet you really have been missing it.
Mhm.
Because that's kind of like
Yeah.
you're not getting your fix. How are your kids doing?
Yeah. Oh, my kids.
Well,
Hold on one second. Good night, Busy. Thank you
your
so much
class
for coming
kids.
over here. Love you.
I meant like you're
Um.
teaching kids. You know how because I figure as a teacher you kind of bond with your students, so then it's kind of like,
Oh
wow, how are
yeah.
my kids doing?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, to be fair, it's kind of a weird situation for me because I'd been on maternity leave right before. Um. Well, I was on maternity leave and then I took a year off right before this all happened. So then, right when I went back into teaching was right when we went into remote learning. So I was never and I teach second grade, or I was teaching second grade, so it's pretty young kids. So like a lot of the kids that I had known really well from previous years were all kind of graduating out of the school. So I don't have a lot of kids that are still at that school that I'm like really, some of them I still know, but it wasn't that part, but it's, the kids that I taught in remote learning, it's so surreal because it felt like teaching in the future. You know what I mean? Like I was literally at one point, this was so weird. This is right before it went back to in-person. I don't know if anybody cares about this stuff, but right before
Sure.
it went back to in-person teaching, or when it did, the way that it worked in my district was that if parents wanted to keep their kids learning at home, they could. But if they wanted them to go into the classrooms, they could. So the way that worked, and then that was true for the teachers too. Like we got to choose if we were staying home to teach or if we were going back into the building.
Oh,
And
wow.
at the time, I lived with my two, they're elderly, but they're like in amazing shape, but like elderly in-laws. And they are much more caught up in the narrative, and definitely they still are, but they definitely were at that point in time. And so, um, to honor and respect them, I didn't go into the classroom. But what ended up happening is I ended up teaching the class that was in the building through the computer.
Oh, wow.
It was so weird. It was way worse than like normal remote teaching. It was so awkward. And like I had a paraeducator and she was great. But she was like pretty young and inexperienced, and like she was in the room to be the adult in the room supervising, but I had to like teach her what to do and tell
Dang.
her what to do. So it's like I'm remotely controlling this person who's going around like keeping kids in their little bubbles at their desks with masks on, not talking or interacting. Like it was all staring at their computer screens like they were still at home.
Oh,
Like
wow. I bet that was weird.
it was so bizarre. And like it's hard to explain like how difficult that was. I mean, at that point, when I was remote teaching and it was in people's homes and I was getting to know the families, and like I'm pretty tech savvy, like I can figure out a program pretty well. And like once I got the hang of Google Slides and the tech we use to do our online learning, like I made it like a virtual classroom that the kids played like a video game, but then like with live time. You know what I mean? Like we'd be
Oh, cool.
teaching like a normal class, but then they'd have these things to like get their attention. And like I had little Easter eggs and things hidden in my virtual classrooms, and like like it was fun. And the kids loved it and the families loved it. And I loved getting to like I really enjoyed getting to know their families too. So it was like it was really I enjoyed that, which I know was not everybody's experience. That was not the case for a lot of people who did remote learning. And for a lot of families that had to really struggle during that time. Like, I'm not trying to downplay any of that because that was real for a lot of people. But for me, I really enjoyed remote teaching and learning.
Well, I
But
could see enjoying the actual remote part where, you're at home and the kids are at their homes and it's actual remote learning. I could see that, but I could definitely see just how, wow, that just, even thinking of just kind of picturing that seems so weird. All these kids sitting there in a classroom, you're the one out, but yet you're remote controlling this other person there to go do stuff. And it's just, yeah, just visualizing that even picture's weird.
Yeah.
V,
Hey
come
guys.
up here.
Well, not to cut you off, that's why I was gonna say she's asking for us to walk her through on how to allow her
Oh,
cell
yeah.
phone to get up there.
Okay,
You just
so you just click on the link up at the top, B, that's pinned. You know where that is. And when you click on that, it'll pull up StreamYard, and you can set like an icon or whatever, or just it'll use like an initial if you put in the, whatever name you want to use, and then come in, and it's like a Zoom call, and you won't go straight into being seen. You'll go backstage, so only I'll see you, and you can pick if you have your mic on or your mic off, or your camera on or your camera off. And then once you're backstage, I'll have you show me your face, and then you can either keep your face up or put it down and come up. I'll enter you in. It's easy peasy.
She clicked it. Is she in the backstage?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, because if she doesn't, she'll
But
come
she has
up
to
and
get
you'll
into
see
it
it.
first. Yeah.
Yeah, but if she doesn't allow the mics and stuff like that, it'll show disconnected on your end, Minnie. She'll be able to hear and she'll be able to be backstage, but you won't be
Right.
able to add her because she'll show disconnected because she didn't do the allowing and all that.
Okay. I didn't know that.
It says she's
Are
blocked, is what it says.
are you on an iPad or are you on an iPhone or Android, V? Because if you're on an iPhone, you have to make sure you do it through Safari and then go their route. I had a hell of a time doing it with my iPad.
I'm usually on my phone, but yeah, like when I'm on Discord or in other things on my laptop, it looks so weird to me because I have young kids, so I'm always like running around after them.
Yeah.
So, I like have it something I'm listening to in my ear and like jump in the chat from
Is your
pocket,
yeah. Does your browser take you from when you click on the link, does it take you to Google Chrome or does it take you to like DuckDuckGo or somewhere else? Because that might be giving you a hiccup as well. Because you're gonna have to do it through Google Chrome. Yeah. Okay, then yeah, it should be. It must be within your mic or it must be within your phone settings. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know, V. Yeah, I have an iPhone and my husband has an Android, and if I try to do anything on his phone, it's like I feel like a monkey. Like I'm like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, I don't know how to do anything here. Hey, Monty. Bring you on
Android's
up.
a way to go.
Hey, thanks for coming up here. Appreciate it.
Hey, what's up, Monty?
God. Why do you let him up here though?
I can't believe you got Ghetto up here. I mean, godly.
Dude, I didn't even have to show my face. She's such a rookie.
I know, right?
She's such a rookie.
You think I would have learned, but I guess not.
Right? That's why I was seeing how long you would hold out.
And I knew you were too, which is part of why I was like, dang it.
I was just gonna
a glutton for punishment.
Troll the shit out of you. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hell
I
yeah.
know. So I was like, all right, the puppy suffices. I'm gonna let you up. But I was hovering. I was like ready to like boot you down, just in case.
That's why I had my wife say what she said, and
I
I'm
know,
like, all
I
right,
know.
come on.
Troublemaker.
Yeah,
Always.
I was letting other people know about your unfortunate events that happened.
On my you mean on my
Yeah,
stream?
when you went live, yeah.
Whatever. It was pretty
Some
funny actually. It was kind of amusing. Like,
Well,
how do I get
I mean,
trolls like that the first stream? Like,
shit, I have
destroy
4
my
of them.
life.
some of the other ones they didn't know, and I was like, yeah, so you just gotta be careful. You just can't let up anyone that has
Yeah.
an avatar pic. So
Yeah.
I was just reading some more on the updated that's getting ready to happen January 5th on the YouTube side, and I think we're all in trouble.
Uh-oh. Are you here to black pill us?
No.
No, he's talking about the privacy terms. Yeah, I brought that up the
Yeah.
other day on my live. I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, check it out. January 4th, 5th, they're going to change all their privacy terms. So everybody start reading the new terms and fucking policies that are changing.
So I'd already skipped down through there before and just browsed through there. So tonight I was actually looking at Pacific things, and I'm like, oh man, yeah.
So what is it that you've seen that they're changing, or do you not know yet? Because I
was just checking out. I was just checking out what's going to cause more strikes and bans and stuff, and just they're getting more pickier. I'll just say that.
Yep. Pushing the boot down a little bit heavier.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of feel like a mass exodus getting ready to happen on YouTube.
Yeah. Yeah, I know some people, I follow mostly like locals and BitChute, Telegram, like, there are some other platforms out there that have a lot of really good content. But,
Yeah.
it goes back to what we were saying earlier about echo chambers. I mean, obviously, all of those kind of, if you want, I don't know what you want to say, alternative platforms, they all kind of have, a more conservative clientele, like it's,
Yeah.
it's just kind of, and it makes sense. I mean, it was pushed that way, but again, reaching out across the aisle, hopefully we can get more people over there if we,
I'm on Odyssey,
have more content that's diverse.
BitChute, Rumble. The newest one though is Odyssey. I just went to.
Yeah, I wish I knew Best Life. Yeah, Monty. So have you read any of what it says so far?
Yeah, I mean
that you can remember.
Just portions of it, just here and there. That was an hour or so ago. So.
Yeah, well, I'll look into that for sure. I don't even know what it says now, but I know, from like following it, I know like what rules you can't break and, where people tend to get taken down or get strikes or whatever. But yeah. So what do you guys think? Are you planning to continue using the platform then, or are you thinking to other platforms, or just stay here and write it out as long as you can?
Shit, I'm pimping these hoes. I ain't tripping. Well, with Facebook, I left that mofo because they were pretty bold in the fact that they're selling every single thing that you're putting on. And the only reason I have Facebook was in the very, very beginning was to keep, in contact with family and stuff like that. And like everybody else, show my kids or my, myself and share pictures and shit. Until, they said that they're selling all your pictures and all your, whatever. Started seeing that a few years before. But when it comes to YouTube, I mean, I think people would want to, but I think there's an addiction level there that I don't think a lot of us could get away from. Even if we don't see it, we're clicking on YouTube for our news, for our, for so many different aspect of gaining some kind of knowledge or whatever we think we're doing, we're clicking on them before we're clicking on BitChute or Rumble or, you know what I mean? So there's an
Yeah.
addiction aspect of it, I think, that will be pretty hard to break for a lot of people.
Yeah, I remember, you
Right.
know, I'm not so much on Facebook right now, but I remember when Facebook was down for a day and how apparently people, you know, we were told at least that people were freaking out and didn't know what to do with themselves. And I mean, I don't
Yeah,
know if that's really true, but
I could see it because that's their
Mhm.
you know, that's their line to
Connection.
their connection. There you go, their connection
Mhm.
to the outside world. And you know, just like us, this is our connection to the outside world.
Thank you, Catherine. Thank you for being here. Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, I think that's part of why when there was like that first purge, so okay, involved in YouTube, um, almost like I guess just over a year ago. It feels like longer than that. That's crazy, but it was just over a year ago that it was during that whole purge of like people from, no, it had to have been longer ago than that. But anyway, whatever. Not that long ago. And through CanCon, actually, Rescue, that's how I got involved too. His channel was really small at that point, and he, I think, really just was getting it going. And
No, that was big, way back before the purge and everything, huh?
yeah, just before. And then when everybody like got kicked off Twitter and like just all over the place, people were getting kicked off of platforms, and you know, y'all know what I'm talking about, I'm sure. Um, I had like just gotten on to Twitter. I had never been on that really before either. I really just used Facebook before. Anyway, um, during that whole time is how I kind of like started getting connected with people. But we formed a pretty tight little family, you know, this little tight knit group of people that like we all had kind of just come into this at the same time. And Brian CanCon's channel started to get bigger and bigger, and we were like all a part of that and helping support and encourage that. And it kind of took off from there, connecting in with like a whole bunch of other channels. And then, you know, we were really focused on what was happening with votes, after that. And anyway, when they started to purge people from YouTube is when I started my Discord. And I was, for that reason, I wanted another place for people to be able to connect. And even people who I hadn't really spoken with or connected with outside of chat, because we didn't want to put our contact information out there. It gave us a place to like connect and give each other our contact information, without putting it out there for everyone to see. And so that's kind of how that Discord started. And then from there, like meeting different networks of people and like the prepper community, and trying to bring people from there into my Discord and get people from my Discord into the other channels and sharing links and like connecting people. Like I do feel like, it's for that reason, because this isn't going to be around. So we do need to be thinking about what we're going to do to be able to get our connections with people as much as possible, whether it's through a different platform. It's something as simple as like going to another site. I mean, that's not as hard as it's going to get, probably. I've got a ham radio I haven't figured out how to use yet. Like, we're going to need to figure out ways to stay in communication with people, And if right now or soon, the biggest thing is that we have to go to another platform that's awkward to use, like, then times are still pretty good in my book. But it will suck because YouTube, I mean, it really does have the best platform. And, like you
Think
said,
of
it's
it as
also not an echo
UI.
chamber. Hmm?
It's all about the optics when it comes to YouTube. I mean, I agree with you, but it's all about the optics. Every single platform is identically the same. You can do the same exact thing on Discord as you can on YouTube, Facebook. I mean, there's a way to do lives. There's a way to chat. There's a way to share. There's, you know what I mean? It's just
Yeah.
positioned differently for the, for the
I
optics
don't
or
know.
whatever. I believe. Well, I'm just saying the uses
Maybe
of
eventually,
YouTube.
if Zach keeps having his way, they'll all really smoothly. But
No, what I mean is everybody says, YouTube's the best one. It's all about how it's positioned, how I'm trying to articulate it the right way, but Can you see what I mean though? As in
Mhm.
Facebook's identical to YouTube, to where we
Yeah,
can
to
go
some
live.
extent.
We
I
can.
mean, I think there's like it has a lot of them have the same capabilities, not all of them. But I mean, I kind of view Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, all of that's kind of, big tech. I'm talking about getting to like more. I mean, and I guess they're all still pretty big tech at this point, but like getting to some smaller platforms
Well,
Yeah,
that's the little
no.
guys.
But
that
what
don't
I
have the
mean
same
is,
level of
even the
censorship.
little guys is going to be the same. It's going to be the same UI. It's going to be the same system put in place. I agree with you. I'm just saying we're all going to be able to do the
Mm-hmm.
same capabilities of sharing videos, make a post. So I don't see the difference in Facebook or YouTube and that's what I mean was on the last part of what you said. Everybody likes this platform better, and it's like at the end of the day, the platforms are identical. They're just positioned differently.
Well, people are more comfortable with this because the YouTube got in on the ground floor.
Yes,
and got
there you
installed.
go.
Everybody
Yes.
got used
Yeah,
to it.
but
Yeah.
they're not
Personally,
exactly the same though, too, because like on some platforms like Odyssey, I believe it's Odyssey and what's the other one? Not
Rumble.
local. Like there's Locals, Rumble, like on a bunch of them, you can get on and you can stream, but you can't have like a panel like this. You're not allowed to do that.
Yeah.
Or there's no capabilities for it. So like there's chat, but it's not, there are differences. So
Yeah,
it's not
there's small
just the
differences, yeah.
aesthetic or like how things are pieced together. Some of the capabilities are different. But it's like, are you going to buy American or are you going to buy something that supports your enemy? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's kind of the same idea. Like,
Yeah, at some
but
point.
at this point, here we are. But eventually, it's going to be good for us to be on other platforms.
Yeah, it would be.
Let me read this to you because this is one of the changes that's coming under the permissions and restrictions part. And since you guys are familiar with the whole
Exactly,
YouTube thing,
Shane.
see if it sounds like you're not going to be able to like stream the videos of other places. But it's because it says, it says the following restrictions apply to your use of the service. You're not allowed to, and it's number 9. And it was like, use the service to view or listen to content other than for personal, non-commercial use. For example, you may not publicly screen videos or stream music from the service. Well, is that what like the court hearings and watching that or putting a CNN show up for something, would that classify as screening videos?
I don't know.
I think so, yeah.
Anything that's already on this platform, on the YouTube platform, music, any people's content or anything else like that. Like there's been 1 or 2 testimony videos I went to go and share that was off of YouTube, and yeah, they started taking this down. So
yeah, because I'm reading through some of them. It's kind of like for me not knowing what any of it really applies to. It's a lot of it's standard sounding stuff, but there's one about let's see, number 4 was collect or harvest any information that might identify a person. For example, usernames or faces, unless permitted by that person or allowed under Section 3 above.
There you go, right there, Mr. Rescue. Same thing
Wait,
Twatter
say it one more
did.
time. Shane, will you say it one more time? I mean, sorry, Rescue, say it one more time.
Okay, you are not allowed to collect or harvest any information that might identify a person. For example, usernames or faces, unless permitted by that person or allowed under Section 3 above, which Section 3 above excuse me, says access the service using any automated means such as robot botnets or scrapers. So that's where they're addressing the bots. But that number 4, I'm sorry. So when you do a video, you can't save your video. You save the panel. You have my username, which I would give you permission. But wow, that sounds like that could be Pandora's box.
Not just the panel rescue. So they just passed this on Twatter, right? You have to, if you're taking a video and stuff and there's a crowd of people while you're watching anything. Let's say you're at a parade and you want to share that parade, right? To Twitter. You have to block out all the people's faces in the audience, or they can turn around and sue you for putting them on the internet, and they can turn around and sue Twitter. They can. So what they're doing is they're making everybody obsolete. You have to give permission. What would that look like? Would you have to go and give your ID to Twitter and let them know, hey, it's okay, they use my face? You know what I mean? It just opens up that box like you were saying.
Well, and then it's going to keep you from doing like the news station feeds and stuff. Is where that number 9 comes in under the views of the service.
Yes, sir.
You can't even show the footage of CNN showing the footage.
Yep.
Hey, Shane.
Wonder how long that'll last when YouTube pretty much dies off. I mean, it's
that's the part where I'm saying I feel like a mass exodus getting ready to happen. So.
Yep. Oh yeah.
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 Because the millionaires are going to stay.
Well, I mean,
they'll be able to work around it.
Well, they're going to get sued, so something's going to have to give. Either they're going to end up with an empty house, or they're going to have to change, because you've got people that will sue them if they punish one person without another. Well, if you start doing that, dude, how do you? So Atlantic Records can put records up and the videos to their records. Okay, well, you're a music service. Pandora's already does that. So now what? Well, this was the reason why this was successful, was because people could do this. Well, you can't do this anymore. What good are you?
And but that's why I think the way Twitter did it, now YouTube's doing it. So if every platform has the same rules,
January 5th, right, Rescue?
then where do you go?
Yeah, January 5th, Shane. I want to make sure I have the right date.
Do you hear what I was saying though, Rescue? So if everybody's doing it, then where do you go? We're all going to stay somewhere. We're going to give up those liberties or those freedoms that we've had so far, just because we still want to stay connected.
Hold on one second, Ghetto. V, I see you're in the backstage, but here we go. Yep, that worked. It was saying you were offline.
So we got V.
Okay, but V, you got to show your face. Or
she's like, something. After all that, I don't even know how to do that.
Hey, now if I got to show my man boobies, I'm all down for that too. So.
Oh, TMI.
And can you guys, just so we know, can you guys see V?
No, we can't see nothing. No, it's it's all you.
Just checking. Yeah.
Only the host or anyone who shares the host capabilities.
Yeah, you can also.
Or actually, the other thing you could do is send me a message in Discord.
Do it in private chat, Minnie. If because she's known you from a long time, like Unspecified Podcast. Ask her what the name of the dude is. I mean, that would be something she obviously would know. You know what I mean? Or his wife, or just do a question in private chat. Yeah, exactly.
Identify yourself.
You know his name.
Because
What's the secret password?
Yeah, for sure. But some people don't even want to do that, but yet they do really want to be on a panel. And it's like, all right, let's figure this part out, because I get it. I mean, I'm paranoid. Yo.
Well, also that she had no picture up.
The password.
Like,
Double Dong Danny.
Okay, we go. Let's see. We'll see if it works out. Sorry, V. Like I said, V, the other thing you could do is send me a message on Discord. Because then I'll know.
She can type right there in private chat, right there. You don't even have to do
Discord. If she's
Discord.
having problems with the tech on her phone, then
I can't see her here. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what she's doing, but it sucks as a host because you got to do that stuff.
Yeah,
it sucks. It's like, well, crap. I don't want to. This is a communist channel. You're not letting me speak.
Mm-hmm.
Some bullshit. For the longest time, I always thought she was a TIFF for some reason.
You thought, what was that?
I thought she was, what's his name's wife.
Oh, you thought V was, okay. Yeah, maybe because of the unspecified in the name.
Yeah,
I think I thought that like way back when too.
Yeah, me and hers battled it out, not like in an aggressive way, but the whole political issues.
Funny. Because I know I met V and Eddie And I think that there were others too through
Me,
Unspecified. Like I don't remember you. I don't remember you
I
from
was
back then.
Smiles because I was Smiles. I wasn't Ghetto.
It's just funny.
My name was Smiles and Cries.
Is
I
that
Where I
your,
switched
is that your
maybe
clown,
recognize the name, but
is that your clown name when you go and do
Uh-uh.
little kitty shows? Smiles.
No, it was Smiles and Cries because I'm infatuated with the theater clowns, and that's at the core of humanity. That's where we end up emotionally. Either we're smiling or we're sad. I ran
so
it off
Ito,
of the training day, but
Ito,
no,
how did
I
you get
got what's in it.
connected? How did you get connected with like this whole side of things? Like how did you first like come
Algorithm through Unspecified into
Mhm.
the algorithm and the recommendations. I went over to Silverback Prepping, and
Okay.
then Native Voice, then Tribe, and then Hutch. But then once I got onto Silverbacks, that was the first live stream I got on. And in the backstage, Backwoods kept talking about Ron's channel. And then I went and checked it out. And then he had an open door policy, started jumping on there, talking to folks. And then pretty much see what you get now
Yeah.
type of thing. It's all the algorithm, just like if we can all,
You can also send me a message through Discord if that's easier. I don't know if it is or isn't, or if you heard that already, but
yeah, that would be perfect. Just say yo. You don't even have to do a message. Just type something in there, because obviously the troll's not going to have your Discord information.
right. Yeah, absolutely, Eddie. Yeah, they showed a lot of really good information. Those
Yeah,
two are great. They're really great. I'm glad they're, putting a little bit more out. They've been busy, but
yeah. That's another thing. They got exhausted through all the freaking high school drama that had to keep going to them. You remember Tom, right? Are you on his channel over here?
Truth with Tom? Yeah.
No, not Truth with Tom. I'm talking about Tom that was with Unspecified there for a while.
No, I don't think so.
Well, he's basically doing what Unspecified did and restreaming all the stuff.
That's messed up.
But it went from, yeah, I mean, and he's got a.
I mean, I don't know him or how he's doing it, but just hearing that part, it sounds pretty messed up.
Yeah, no, he took what Unspecified was doing and ran with it, but only because Unspecified was like, dude, kick back, because he was trying to make Unspecified's channel his channel. You know what I mean? Trying to take the wheel, and it's like, yo, dude, kick back. I can figure it out, type of thing. That's the hard thing about being a host and stuff. People want to throw their opinions, and then all of a sudden they're trying to control your stuff.
I got a question for you guys. So, what is your take on what would define third-party intellectual property? Give me an example.
If I'm wearing a Coca-Cola hat and I got their logo on it.
Okay, but in reference to YouTube videos, what would you call a third-party intellectual property?
No showing of that hat. I would have to put just like they do on TV where they black out the logos.
Okay, well,
other people's streams, like restreaming, showing like we were talking about, the CNN stuff, that as well. I could just see it all the way down to the logos and stuff as well, though.
Okay, well, then this gets probably a lot worse. So do you want me to read this part?
Yeah.
Okay, so this part is listed under your content and conduct. And this is under the paragraph uploading content. If you have a YouTube channel, you may be able to upload content to the service. You may use your content to promote your business or artistic enterprise. If you choose to upload content, you must not submit to the service any content that does not comply with this agreement, including the YouTube community guidelines or the law. For example, The content you submit must not include third-party intellectual property, such as copyrighted material, unless you have permission from that party or are otherwise legally entitled to do so.
You have
You are
answered
legally
wisely.
responsible for the content you submit to the service.
Sorry. Hey, V. I'm sorry I had to make you
No
answer
worries.
questions.
Did she make it in?
I'm glad you're up here. Now, can we hear you? You got to say something and see if you're unmuted.
Are you here, V? No V.
On your phone, bottom left-hand corner, there's a microphone that says muted or unmuted. Or it just says microphone, sorry. She may have it clicked off. Or you can see on your end, Minnie.
No, she's
Oh,
not
the-
muted on my end.
Or you can go into the camera mic, the gear setting where it says the gear. Click on that.
Okay, I did it.
Hey,
there she is.
Oh, yeah.
That's how
Here
you
we go.
That's how you can turn on your camera too. You just
Oh,
go into
yeah.
your cam mic settings.
I'm sorry. I keep clicking camera, and nothing's happening.
Somehow in the
It doesn't
background,
like me.
it's in. So you must be in StreamYards twice, but whatever, it's working. So leave well enough alone.
Okay,
V,
I
thank
hear
you for
echo,
that.
so is it me?
Yeah, you have StreamYards open twice.
Oh.
So do you see
But that
two
doesn't-
little ducks in the bottom left-hand corner? Do you see two little ducks, the StreamYard logo?
No, but I still have it on in the other room, like on my TV. Maybe that's it?
Okay, yeah. Then it's probably something like that with you just put it on mute and then you should be good.
Okay, I'll be right back. I ran outside, so I didn't want to wake anybody up. And plus, I thought I'd be like out here. You know.
Are you
Doing
on
my
are
thing.
you on YouTube on your phone as well? Like it's behind the app?
Yeah.
I would log out of any other window or browser that you're in other than StreamYard on your phone, and then you should be good because it might be playing in the background and you can't even hear it, but it's
The
going.
YouTube will do it because it'll even do it on the computer. If you have YouTube and then
Yeah.
come into the StreamYards, all of a sudden you got to go mute the YouTube one.
Everything, yeah.
Which I guess you could close it. I keep it open and just mute the YouTube one because I use that chat window because I don't like this white background long chat that's over on the right hand side of this. I wish you
Ooh.
could change the background of this.
Yeah.
That was the dinner bell.
Woo! Mute her.
I'm trying.
There you go.
Save us, Minnie, save us.
See, good thing I had that practice with you, Ghetto. I knew.
Yeah. Use me. Man, I'm always being used,
Just what
man.
you do.
Oh, hell yes.
Oh, hell yeah. So I don't know, man. It just sounds pretty. I'm
Okay,
like,
so Rescue, I'm sorry, I missed. I
No,
was
no.
trying to get V in here and post a link and stuff, and I didn't hear what you were talking about. Can you catch me up here? What were you saying?
Did-
I'm sorry.
okay. Now, what do you want me to just start all over with that whole uploading content part?
Yeah, just what you were talking about.
Okay, because it's the uploading content. It says if you have a YouTube channel, you may be able to upload content to the service. You may use your content to promote your business or artistic enterprise. If you choose to upload content, you must not submit to the service any content that does not comply with this agreement or the law. For example, and this was the catch, the content you submit must not include third-party intellectual property, such as copyrighted material, unless you have permission from that party or otherwise legally entitled to do so. You are legally responsible for the content you submit to the service. We may use automated systems that analyze your content to help detect infringement and abuse, such as spam, malware, and illegal content. So I don't know. First, when they first started talking about the third party, I'm thinking of other people's video. It's like, okay, if I were to, well, like I did my little review with Eli over the Don't Look Up part. Well, I had him on there. Oh my God, I got to get his. And then seeing I don't. I guess somewhere in here it'll tell
Hold
you
on,
who the
Eric.
hell do you submit it to.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Vaughn?
Glad you're here, Vaughn. Thanks for joining us. Come on up if you want
Hey,
to.
Vaughn.
I'd love to have you up here.
You got to show your mug, though, or answer the secret question. But it's a secret, so we can't
is
tell
he
you the question.
connected? Hold on a second. Is he connected to you? Is he connected to you outside of YouTube, Minnie?
No. I think we
All
have
right.
each other's
Well,
emails, maybe, but
all right. Well, if you got emails, I would ask him for that. But because he's the only one I'm worried about when it comes to my StreamYard, because he won't show his face, which is his choice, but he's able to talk to me on other devices to let me know that it's him. Is my point. Because I respect his privacy. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are connected, right?
Yeah.
Von Eric, if
Just
you
let
come
me
up,
know.
then you can ask him something.
Yeah. Most
Right.
definitely. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
And
know,
then I can get you
Shane.
information.
I don't know how that'll work because that's that third party. So that's what I mean. There's so much content that uses other content. So,
yep.
I mean, so many people use like all the mainstream media clips, whether it's sports or the big E word or the V word or whatever. So it's like, so what the hell are they going to be here for if you can't even do any of that?
January 5th, Nikki.
Yeah, just makes you want to take a little time machine to about 10 years from now. They're cultivating our kids, guys. And I mean they're conditioning our kids, so once they're our age, all of these things are already set in place and they've been there for years.
Yeah.
Well, and they'll change the narrative. They won't even recognize America. I mean, they won't even see it that way. It just
Good
their
night,
thinking
Eddie.
will be totally different.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I know you have
Everything's
an early
Eddie.
morning. Get some good sleep.
Later, Eddie. Be safe.
Night, Eddie.
Kiss my ass, Eddie.
That might
And
be
yo.
rough.
Look at all these nice people, Ghetto. Look
I
at all
don't
these
give no
really
fuck.
nice people.
I don't give no fuck. No, I'm just kidding. If you guys' asses take me serious, then you guys are cracked out.
V, you're cracking me up. I thought it was
Yeah,
pineapple.
I'm sorry. I know she's trying to get her camera going, but she's trying to figure it out.
Ooh la la.
Did you see private chat?
Yeah, that's what I was talking
Yeah.
about.
Yeah. Thought it was
But if
flour.
it's in
Not
private
flour.
chat, I'm not going to say it. So anyway.
Pack a lunch, Eddie.
What does this mean?
Man, that
What
just
does that
sounds
mean,
good.
KK? Yeah, elaborate on that because I bet you have some knowledge
What?
about something I don't know. Or come up and join us. I'd love to have you up here. That said, I am going to have to go in a little bit. So I don't know if anybody else wants to go live, but I won't be able to keep going for very much longer. I could, but but responsibilities, I can't.
You could, but you can't.
Yeah, exactly. But this has been really fun, you guys. Thank you so much for all of you. I'm not ending yet. I have probably another like 15 minutes or so, but I just really appreciate all of you coming over here and showing support. And for those of you especially who come up and talk, I appreciate you.
Oh, yes, ma'am. Thank you for letting me.
Of course.
I
So where do
appreciate
I
it
get
very
my
much.
money at? You gonna cash app or Vin me?
Well,
You're in the wrong place, Ghetto.
according to the new terms of condition, you can't do that part either.
Bullshit, y'all. She paid me in
Really?
cash app to come up here.
That's what it says. It says you cannot
No.
cause or encourage any inaccurate measurements of genuine user engagement with the service, including by paying people or providing them with incentives to increase a video's views, likes, or dislikes, or to increase a channel's subscribers or otherwise manipulate
Thank you,
the
Shane
metrics.
Iyer.
So no bribing.
Man, she's not getting the chocolate cake she gave me.
Right?
I can't give
Now,
those
I don't know
back.
anything about these perks you guys are talking about, but I need in on this.
Hey, it's how you go. We're gonna teach you right, man. All those super chats you're gonna get in the future, we get
Yeah,
half.
right.
Just saying.
Get 'em.
Let's
Whatever.
establish
Doesn't
that right
doesn't YouTube get
now.
half? The fact that I'll
Yeah.
probably never read their like all the rules and stuff means I'm not gonna last long here anyway. So we'll see where this goes. I'm just gonna ride the wave.
I work with
It's
colored
funny when you like
dogs.
miss things in chat and they're like, "What?"
Yeah, you're too nosy to not pay attention to chat. This is gonna be hell on you, just so you know, Independent.
I just am
Wait
gonna have a
until
lot of squirrel moments
That's
for
why she
sure.
wants
Yeah.
people up here to talk, so then she can
I
pay
know.
attention to that.
Yeah, exactly.
Squirrel.
Yep.
I'm all
We'll
about
have
the
one
chat.
conversation and there's another one going on in chat and she's over here confused as all hell. Like, wait a minute.
Well, I
How
won't
do I
name names,
respond?
but I have to say I've thought several times during this stream about other times when I've seen people like the host or whatever, like kind of go quiet and not really talking with the people that are up on the panel. And now I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, I get it. It's because they're like paying attention to the chat. Like it's hard to, it is kind of hard to jump between both, which is funny because I
Yep.
do it all the time in the chat. But you know,
Yeah,
Hey,
and so that right there, what's up, Milk Dad? But that right there will determine on what that'll determine if you're able to do both of them, then that's great. That's like a, you know,
I
twofer,
have
but
plenty, KK. I can definitely pay you in colored chalk to come up and hang out with me.
there you
That I
got
have.
your creators that just pay attention to chat and follow that, which I believe is the most important thing. But then you have people that aren't able to look at both, so they only focus on what's on the panel. To me, I feel like that costs them people that are viewing it, at least through the live. You know what I mean? Because it's all about interaction, I believe, for a lot of people when it's the lives.
You got to try and do it 50-50.
That's what I mean.
Up on panel and
Yeah.
chat. So
Yeah. So either figure that part out or know what audience you're aiming towards.
I will say I've
Pretty
seen
much.
some that have and I guess I don't know if it's the StreamYard or if it's some of the other ones, but some of them I've noticed, well, like right now, the window has the 4 panels. Well, they'll have like the 4 panels, but over like on the left side, they'll actually have a window that has the chat actually going by.
Yeah. That's through programs like, what is that, OBS and all
Yeah,
that?
but no, I don't like that because
Restream
sometimes
does
people
it.
say things in the chat that they don't
Yeah,
necessarily
Restream.
want up on the screen, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
I
because
mean, I'm still kind of picking and choosing comments. Hopefully I don't put things that people don't want up, but you know, but I try to leave things that I think are private, you know? Because not everybody watches, like when people rewatch, they don't always follow the chat. A lot of times they'll be listening while they're doing other things. So they're listening to the stream, not to the, you know, not to the chat.
Sometimes your live replay, your chat isn't available also.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, is there a way to select if it is or isn't, or how does that work? Because I've noticed that on videos.
I haven't found that out yet. 'Cause
Well, they just recently took it from the TVs. I know that. You don't even have
someone the
that
other
option no
day-
more, period.
Okay, I got done with the show and someone the other day is like, "Can you please turn on the live?" I'm like, "It was live, the replay." And she goes, "No, the comments." And I'm like, "Oh, you want me to turn on the comments?" Okay, I was like, "I don't know how to do that." There's some videos they do, some videos they do
Cody.
allow that.
Glad you're here.
It's weird.
Come up and hang out. But I only have like 10 more minutes or so. Yeah. It's funny how it works out.
What happened to V? She
She
was
keeps
here. and now she's
trying to
gone.
come back in. She's been backstage, but she's trying to get her camera working and her mic and stuff so she can come up all the way.
If she's on Chrome, she shouldn't have a problem. But if they go into cam mic settings and go to the camera and go click down there, it'll give them like say mine says HP True Vision HD camera. You either click on that, or since I'm running on OSB, you got the OSB virtual camera. So
Mm-hmm. If you guys want to see some like really relaxing videos, maybe I'll throw one on here at the end, actually, Cody, if that's cool. Cody has some really cool drone footage of Alaska. He's
Oh,
taken some really
awesome.
amazing photographs too of like the northern lights and stuff. It's pretty amazing. But yeah, he lives and works up in Alaska and has some pretty cool stuff on his channel.
Nice.
I'm talking
Somebody
about
throw
you,
his
dude.
link out, please.
I
Already
did.
there.
Yep.
All right. Oh, my bad. You going live after she's done, Monty?
Nope, already did that.
Yeah, I saw you were on earlier. I was looking. I was like, where is everybody?
After being on your stream last night, your panel last night, and then me doing a show today, it seems like I've
Sorry,
been I did 2 shows.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm over here kicking it with Minnie. I mean, I kick it with her anyways, but I'm not. That's why there wasn't a live for me. I'm like, nah, I got to spread that shit out.
Hey, Nikki.
You got to spread the ghetto out.
Oh, yeah.
Cody, you're going to get the bug before then. I'll let you decide if you want to share that, Cody.
Let me jump over here and this is Cody.
Yeah, Moose, you would love his drone footage. I think you'd like it.
I subbed.
I'm almost done.
Yeah, it's got cool stuff.
Did he say 100,000? 100,000
Yeah.
subs.
Yeah.
Good one. Good one.
What was it?
I'm gonna
He's
make it
got
there.
70 or something, I think, or 60 something when I just.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got a ways to go. It's going to be a big battery.
Yeah, like I said, he'll get the bug. He'll do another one before then, I'm sure.
Man, I can't even.
That would be awesome.
I can't even imagine 100,000 people following me. They'd have to be some twisted mofos.
Can you imagine the like arguments and debates? And, like,
Hell yeah, especially with the way I talk, man. There'd be so many people offended. Oh my God, he said Negro. Oh my God, he's not allowed to do that.
You'd have like
was an
shifts of like thousands at a time of like subs that dropped or like that came in.
There was an
Yeah,
outdoor
waves
channel
of
like
them.
there was an outdoor channel I clicked on yesterday. It was Doug and Stacy. They got like a 611,000 subbers, and I'm like, how? That's a lot of. That's just a lot. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, there's a few channels out there that people have pointed me to. I'm not going to name names, but where I go in and I'm like, I'll listen. And I'm like, how do they have this many subs? Like, they just are kind of sharing nonsense. Or I've been, well, anyway, yeah. Or I'm doing it if I do it right now, so never mind. But
No, you'll understand. And it might be a different situation, but you'll understand that, which you probably already do. But most people just like to hear other people talking in the background, and they're not even paying attention to chat. They're not, you know what I mean? Like if you look at your chat, how many people is it saying that's in your chat?
right now it says 21.
On my end, it says 23. That's why I asked how many it said on your end.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you can tell in chat, there's, maybe 7, 8 people talking in chat, if that, right? So you got, you know what I mean? You got a good 15 people that are just listening to you on their TV while they're cleaning the house, while they're going to
Hey
sleep.
again, Steve.
Well, that's me. I'll try to read. I read a little bit, but
Have a good
mainly I'm
night.
just listening.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Most people, especially right now,
While they're with their old ladies in bed.
yeah, or whatever. But the fact of the
Oh, I
matter
like your
is a
ghetto
lot of
voice.
people are lonely. Yeah, dude,
So you're
I'm
saying
like,
Minnie gives them that soothing voice.
or
Do I
no,
have a
just
soothing
I think
voice?
just a
Nice.
background noise. No, you do definitely, but it's all about background noise. I mean, come on, we can all admit that Ron doesn't have a soothing voice, but he's got, you know what I mean? He's had a bulk amount of people that just keep him on in the background because it reminds them that there's people in the world. It reminds them of real conversations of, you know what I mean? Some people don't like to be just
hang on one
listen
second.
to
Hang on one
nothing.
second. Sorry, I just want to say something to V. V, I saw your comment here, and I don't know how many of you were in here when I was saying this earlier, but that's one of the things I do really want to do. Like, not, you know, I don't know if I'm always just going to do panels and live streams like this, or more like show type ideas, but I have some different ideas going. But one thing I would really like to do is to do something like this, where it's a panel that's just women, and have it be more of a women focused show. So I wouldn't let the guys up to talk, but it would just be our time to like kind of get to talk about more like feminine issues, if you want to say it that way, but just more than anything, have a time to connect, you know, and
Yeah,
kind of have
it's
that place for us to talk about, you know, how we're handling everything, but from the female perspective. And if any of you would ever want to, you know, come up and be a part of that, I would really love that. So I'm going to reach out to some of you, but if you're interested and I don't reach out to you, please reach out to me, because I'm not going to try to annoy everyone by bugging you and trying to beg you to come and be on it. But I would really love it if we could get that going and just see, you know, see what kind of conversations we can have, and, you know, we can decide together, you know, what the topic should be, or what it is we need to, you know, have a space for. It doesn't have to be, you know, my space. I want it to be a place for all of us to be able to, all of us women to be able to connect. So anyway, let me know.
Well, no, according to the standards, this needs to be
Hey,
your
Mickey.
artistic expression.
You're
Well,
always in the dark.
That's what I'm saying.
Hey,
though.
there's
I
my
just,
Texas buddy. What's
I
up,
don't see
Nikki?
it that way. That's not what my channel is. It's not about me. That's not what I want this to be.
So you're saying like the twisted sisterhood of the twisted britches. Traveling, yeah, whatever you want to call it.
Something like that. But what prepper wouldn't
Girl,
want like pants that fit like everybody in the family? I mean,
Ghetto's coming out right now, guys.
I
Sorry.
am. Like, girl,
Like,
do you prefer a
girls,
wire under your bra or no wire?
as I said, women, if you would want to come up on panel with me and talk about these issues, I think it'd be great.
You know what?
Even just a news
chocolate ice
organization.
cream.
I think the wire chafes and is pokes, and it's not very comfortable, I think.
It's my soothing
But I only
voice
got
from,
A cups. Wouldn't a wire be obsolete if I have A cups? I don't
Hang
know.
on,
I need
hang on.
information.
Mine's at
I
least
don't
a
know.
C.
That would be open for the discussion with the panel.
No, I'm just kidding. I like straight up. Men seek out advice from women. I don't care where you at or where you're at in the world. It's an awesome idea. You know, I already did my spiel earlier
got
with
you,
Peach and
Milton.
stuff, but straight up. And men are fucking more whiners and drama queens than women. I'm just gonna put it out there. Y'all are a bunch of drama queens.
That's true.
Whatever.
What's up, Miss Nikki?
That is so
No,
not accurate.
No. Did you hear what I said? I said men are more drama queens than women.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that is accurate.
And
You're
yeah,
right.
yeah,
I
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
hear what you
See, I knew you didn't hear me right the first time.
Yeah, I will say I've found that to be true. Like, I feel like, you know,
Hear
amongst
that,
this group, at least,
Huckleberry?
we got a lot of level-headed women here. Strong, level-headed women. Love it.
Just lost so many subscribers by saying that.
Man,
Right.
Milkmaid, I tried breastfeeding one time, but I just couldn't get enough milk in the bowl of cereal. It just didn't taste right. It's just
I'm trying to be the women's panel's token male. So leave me alone, guys. I'm working my angle here.
Oh.
Everybody's got to have a token person.
It would just be a race, like, of how quickly I can mute you over and over and over again. It'd just be your icon up here and like you on a remix. Like
Minnie's gonna have a hotkey for the mute.
Oh yeah.
Bing, 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 bing.
that's like the background music.
Ghetto, we start talking like can't
Right.
get nothing out.
Right.
I love how it's so
ODAC.
universal. Everybody picks up on ghetto. Everybody picks on me.
Make it
I miss
funny.
Nick.
Well, you
I know I
can't
do.
stand in the middle of the
Moonchild,
road
so
and
glad
then
you're
wonder why
here.
cars are dodging you.
Yeah. She could just throw him backstage and just allow him to sit there and just listen.
I love breast milk, by the way, Unspecified V. I know you weren't talking to me, but
Hey, what's up,
I
Mitchell?
think we should all embrace it.
I think I like it better whenever they eat pineapple.
Breast is best, ladies. But you know
I
what?
don't know that reference, but
Right, that's interesting. I need more coffee.
like fucking ghettos up here. I need coffee and a beer. Depending on his mood, I'll drink one of them.
Moon, I'd love it if you want to come up. I only have a little bit of time left, but
3 hours later.
Wasn't it 5 minutes ago? 20 minutes ago?
I'm kind of watching. It might have been a little bit more than 5 minutes ago.
See, now there's two Nickies, and now I still got to stick with my nickname for
Who knows,
stuff.
Cody? Anything and everything, apparently.
Dude, for some reason, Nikki, I got over 2,000 views on that video so far, and it keeps climbing. I'm wondering where the algorithm put that video.
Please do, Eddie.
On your Christmas special?
No. The one that I made of her and Jeremy. There's over 2,000 views on it.
Oh, it's so funny.
Raffles one.
Yeah. I'm just because it's outside of my circle at this point.
Well, I wanted to ask Milkmaid. The first thing I woke up to this morning, right before Minnie went live, was Big Chap's
milkshake.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh
That's
my
good.
God!
You haven't seen it?
Right as I was he put it out right as I was about to come up here, so I
Yes.
haven't seen it.
Oh, you should have played it.
Can I play it?
Yeah.
I mean, so when
The
you
rules
do
aren't
that,
affect yet.
it's not about the rules. So the way I do it or independent is if you do want to show it, just make sure you really push people to go watch it because you're taking away his views on his channel when you reshare and stuff like that. So I really, when I do that, I push people just to please go watch it on your own so he can get the views and the watch hours. But I don't think he would mind.
Like you can throw his
Yeah,
throw
I
the
won't
link
play
for
it.
the
I'll
video
throw the
down
link. I'll throw the link in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll watch it after
Yeah.
today. It's a good point.
It was great.
Yeah, especially since it's a brand new and we roll in a lot of the same circles. I don't want you guys to not go over there and
Yeah, it's easy to do. Be like, oh yeah, I already seen that. I'm not, that's why but that's only my opinion,
good
Minnie.
call.
I mean, it's up to you. I see a lot of people that do it, and it's like, man, doesn't that cost them views?
yeah, I would normally ask, I think, before I'd play something. So I'm not gonna play it right now. But I know he's okay with me playing other things. Yeah, if you missed the beginning of this stream, I don't think that we have anything I have to delete this time. But at the very beginning, I played an
Not
intro
yet.
that Big Chap made for me, and it's awesome. So go check that out if you missed the beginning.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, his videos are amazing.
Ghetto's gonna plant his big old foot up here on screen.
No feet.
Big
I
Chap
gotta
and I
do
made
some-
a video. We
Gotta
worked on
do
a video
something
together,
special.
but it got deleted from his YouTube. It was taken down. It was a little too much truth for YouTube. But yeah, it's over on his other channel too. So I should try to find that link and get it out to you guys. Yeah, Milkmaid, please do.
It's all about promoting your stuff, Bug Out. I was watching them. It's also like when their videos, a
always
lot of
miss-
people.
I never get notifications. I was going to say, so I think like
Yeah.
a lot of people get discouraged because there is like shadow banning is real. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
But
yeah.
Not
But
only
also
that, but
when
YouTube's
people-
been going in and unsubbing people.
yeah, there's that.
You always
But
gotta,
when people
you gotta, yeah, check them.
low traffic,
Go ahead.
when people have low traffic, like they won't see the thumbs, they won't see. It's because a lot of people watch stuff on their TV, and they put the thumb up to where you have to, actually move the little cursor around to go hit the thumb. to go hit. So it doesn't get as much traction on the algorithm when you're sitting there just watching on your living room TV or whatever.
Yeah.
So then it gets stuck in its own loophole.
On my TV, I got the Roku, and when I used to watch a lot of our videos up on there, I'd still go and hit the like button no matter what.
Yeah.
But you can on some of those things. I'm not sure on Fire Stick or anything, but
no, it's just an extra process is my point that people usually don't do when they're on their TV. That's all I meant.
Mhm.
I even forget about it, and it's like, oh crap. Then I'll go back and watch.
Sorry, I'm just pulling up the link to drop in here so you guys can go check out Big Chap's latest.
That'd be the main reason why I don't comment on a lot of the videos I watch is because, you know, I'm watching on my TV. There's no point in grabbing my phone out.
Yeah, the TV apps are different too because they can even they'll certain little things will be gone off of just certain, like hell, I've got a Samsung and an LG, and I think it's the Hulu app that's actually different on LG than it is on Samsung, and it's like, you know, I don't know. That
What
just
kind of
cracks me
TV you got? You got an Android-based smart TV or Fire TV or?
Yeah, smart TV. The LG one I have is one of the. It's the thin Q.
If you go,
basically a thin glass panel.
yeah. If you haven't already done it with your stuff, because like you said, you have Hulu and stuff like that. Go check out my video on my channel, How to Be a Pirate. It'll show you some ways to where you ain't got to pay for any of those services.
Oh yeah.
United States is
It was your first
United
video,
States.
wasn't it?
Well, that was my very first one, but I basically revised it and made it a lot better because I did it on a live stream. I basically made it a lot better and more coherent for people to understand how to do it, where to do it, where to look for it, type of thing. And if anybody's worried about legal wise in the United States, it is not illegal yet to stream. It's still in the gray area. There's no copyright right there. Not yet, anyways. UK, Australia, other places like that, they do have a law when it comes to streaming. Basically using Netflix streams and stuff without paying for the service. They don't have a law against it yet.
Can somebody grab that bot? They blocked me, I think, or something. I can't see it.
There's two bots.
Can
They
I block
blocked
them
you.
from the chat up here?
Go. There should be three dots.
Block user. Yep. Okay.
Yeah, on the host
Because I was
side,
doing it through my
yes.
phone. Like I'm mostly chatting through my phone on
Yeah,
YouTube.
no,
on
I-
YouTube end.
Yeah,
The
do it
only
through your
thing is-
computer.
The only thing is,
I was just gonna say,
there's
make
a
sure
another
you.
one too.
there's a 5 or 8 second delay between when YouTube sees it, when they
Yeah,
see
yeah,
it in chat,
okay.
to the host side on StreamYard. So
Yeah, so you'll see it first, and that's why I tell people not to block the bots on my end, because also when you block them as the person in charge of the channel, they actually don't pop up as frequently when you block them, opposed to your moderators blocking them.
that's how come Indy, you got boinked with the wrench over at Hawks.
Yeah. What was funny is I always assumed when that happened that like you'd get a notification or something. You don't.
Well-
like I was still in the chat, like trying to like writing comments, and I thought I was still in there fine. I didn't know anything had happened. Have any of you been blocked before?
I guess we wouldn't know, or at least I wouldn't know if you're
Right?
still sitting there.
Because like I had no idea that they'd blocked me until they told me that they'd let me back in, and I was like, "What?" So, and I'd posted comments and things, so I don't know. It was weird. I guess it's like the more peaceful way of doing it. So I could still see, and I knew you could still see when people were blocked. I knew they could still see the chat, but I didn't know that it like makes them think that they're still in it. It's kind of
Right.
funny.
It doesn't. Okay, when you get blocked, I've only had that happen to me on one channel, and you can still type away else, but no one sees your comments.
Hey,
Yeah.
Milkmaid was asking if somebody was familiar with the copyright stuff about music. Ghetto.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't.
Oh, I
I
don't,
don't know.
I don't know, dude. I haven't been on here long enough. I got a gang of copyright stuff already,
Oh yeah.
It
and
seems like you can't play
I tried to
anything
do that
without
yeah,
getting in trouble.
Right. It's not necessarily strikes. Okay, so I got a bunch of copyright claims. Not just strikes. I even got one. It was a video from a Walter Cronkite clipping of the thing that happened in Dallas. You know what I'm saying? In 1963, and it's partially blocked in some countries. And I'm like, what the? And so I'm like, well, that's new. It's not even
Yeah,
the 10
that's what I'd
seconds.
heard. Was
It's
10
not even
seconds.
10 seconds. They I had one that was played for less than that even, and it still got a claim.
Yeah. I don't know. It's weird because some people do reaction videos and they play more than 10 seconds at a time, and
Yeah, they play the whole
I
song.
don't.
I've watched a bunch of those.
But
Well, see, I wonder what happens with this new restriction thing. 'cause
it's
see,
strategically they stop it in the middle of seconds to where they don't get reported.
Well, not only
So they'll
that,
play it.
they
They'll play it for a certain amount of time and then stop it and react. And I think that's what tricks the algorithm, but I don't know.
right. But they also
Yeah.
Underneath their video, you'll go down there to where it gives the information. It gives them it specifically says this is not my content, this and that, and everything. And it gives the actual
copyright disclaimer.
Yeah,
Mhm.
to the person that actually holds that copyright. So in other words, their ass is covered. In other words,
Yeah, I got a copyright disclaimer on the video I made for Nikki and Jeremy. As soon as I uploaded it, it said copyright infringement or whatever, copyright claim. I mean, they've kept it up though. I mean, I haven't. That might be why I get a whole gang of views, because every time somebody views it, the people that own the copyright to it are making money off of me making that little video, and people are just watching it. You know what I mean? Whoever that would be, I don't know. I don't even know how that would. I don't know. It's weird because it's not even that long of a clip.
the very first couple of weeks after I started up my channel, up on my show, a buddy of mine played the Oompa Loompa theme song. And it no longer he just played it. I got a
That's
I
pretty
was
funny
like,
though.
seriously, I got a claim on that. Doopy-dee-doo.
No,
And I'm
don't
like,
get me one.
no, you won't from me singing it. It was the actual from the
Definitely
movie.
intentional, Cody.
Cody.
So what happened over in Hawks Prayathon, Indy, was I seen a bot, and me and Bella was both sharing Hawks controls. So I seen a bot. I went to go and hit it before anyone else did. It's kind of a contest. And then next thing I know, she goes, "I got the bot," and I'm like, I look over in YouTube, and I'm like, "How is the Indy guy got blocked?" And I'm like, "Someone unblock her, please."
Bella thought that I was going to be mad, but I just thought it was funny. Once I figured out it even had happened.
I've done that to Willie.
We've
D.
all wanted to block her.
No, that's just you.
I went to go and hit a bot, and chat moved up on me, and I accidentally hit Willie D over there. I'm like, oh, just a few, yeah.
Well, you guys, thank you so much. I really appreciate this. I do have to go. I wish I could go longer. I feel like I could do this a lot longer. Maybe not. What is your longest ghetto? Like 13?
No, just 10 and a half hours.
10 and a
Nikki, you
half.
going live, huh?
No.
Nikki was just saying backstage that she's going live, y'all.
No, she
I'm just kidding.
That was the
No.
longest 5 minutes.
Right.
Right?
Yeah. But anyway, well, thank you so much. I mean, I don't know, with having young kids, it's like late at night's probably the time I'll be able to be on here more.
It's your quiet time.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the time I have to myself. But when my husband's home in the mornings, there might be some times I can hop into, probably not for like hour-long streams, but you know, just to
Well, I'm
connect for
so
a minute.
glad you did. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, I'm so glad so many people could come and hang out. I really appreciate all of you, and thank you so much for coming in. Thanks for coming up on the panel, y'all.
You got it.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. Well, good night, everybody. Have a good one, and I will see you all soon. I don't know if
Night,
anybody
guys.
is live. Post a link if you know somebody live that's going, and put it in the chat. We can go do a room raid on somebody, or everybody find their place to continue the conversations.
There you go. Night, everybody. Y'all have a good day.
Good
Stay
night,
strong.
everybody.
Stay safe.
Indy,
It'll be
you can throw
ghetto.
your link up in my chat anytime.
Thanks, Monty. I appreciate that. All
Get
right.
it, get it.
I
You going live?
possibly might. I possibly might sit on
Fired
your
up.
sit on
Come
your
on.
computer and wait for it. No, I'm
I
just
don't.
kidding. I don't.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't
The
know.
reason
All
I
right.
can't
Good
do
night.
it.
Good night, all. I'm gonna end. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.